Front office Los, how are you this morning?
I'm great, man.
Dude, you came in like pep in your step today. Did you get more done in the basement?
We are down to one wall remaining. I've been doing some framing work. Got that little tiny, you know what? Like I've added to my man repertoire whenever I can. Because I don't do a whole lot of manly stuff. Like I grill you some food, maybe build you a little home network.
Yeah, that's manly.
I've never worked with a nail gun before. Been doing that for a couple days. That thing is cool, man.
Those things are great. You got those little nails that are all, they're I don't know, ribbed together somehow or another.
Yes.
Dude,
and you have to load it.
Yes, it's great.
And then when you hear that slide, and you're like, oh, we're ready.
Dude.
And then I'll shoot a test nail. I'm like, oh, let me just make sure it's okay, cool.
Yeah. And maybe I'll do another one just because it's fun.
That's right, just for fun. So I'm down to one wall. We got that to finish and some electrical work. And so, but by the end of last night, we went and had dinner out. Shout out to good friendly Laredo's over there in far north coming. I've got my little leftover burrito that I brought. I went to bed last night like 9:15.
Did you? Yeah.
So tired. I mean, we were down there for like 6 hours working.
Yeah, dude, that is a lot of work for sure.
But that's the last manly thing I plan on doing once I get done with this project for at least 3 or 4 months. It's all going to be umbrella drinks, pink, with like little cute umbrellas in them. Tonight, we have our station event.
Yes.
We have our casino night.
It's going to be fun.
I've already kind of plotted and planned what I want to do for that, and I needed to talk to you about it.
Well, okay.
Because I know what your gaming is. You want to do craps.
I'm just going to go to the craps house where I go straight to.
And blackjack typically is when I find you. There is a Texas Hold'em table, and I would like to introduce the game to you.
Okay. No,
that's always the last one because it takes time for that table to fill up.
But you got to teach me to play blackjack because I don't play blackjack. My wife does.
Really? You don't play blackjack either?
Mm-mm. So you'll have to teach me that one first before we get to Texas Hold'em.
All right. You just have like some hard and fast rules. And by the way, if you would like to share your hard and fast rules with us, like for instance, statistically, even though it doesn't make sense, you should be mostly, almost always, every time hitting on 16. Statistically, it'll work out for you.
16 hit. Got it.
Now, some people believe in what the dealer is showing, which if the dealer has a face card, you're hitting on 16 no matter what. Mm-hmm. Just the numbers say hit on that, you'll win more times than not. But you will lose a lot too. That's how I had Flounder's wife punch me a couple years ago.
Oh.
I think she busted like twice on 16. She's like, you keep telling me to hit on it. I'm like, well, you're supposed to. She punched me in the ribs. So there's some hard and fast rules that you try and play with. But if you're doing it correctly, the whole table is playing against the dealer. So sometimes you'll eat a card. You'll be like, all right, I'm going to sit here.
Yeah.
I know I probably won't win.
Yeah.
But maybe the dealer busts and now we all win.
Okay. Well, then there you go. I like when the dealer busts and we all win.
And we all win.
That is the way to go. Like I'm a fan of that.
But I want this to be like Casino Royale. I want you to sit down at the Hold'em table. I wish we had some cards around here. I could kind of give you a little introduction.
Yeah, like a tutorial.
We've talked a little bit about it on the air because of all these gambling stories that we're getting out of the NBA that the federal government, when Kash Patel is telling us there's a big gambling ring and here's what they're doing. It's like, oh, well, that's pretty important.
Yeah.
So, but these games won't be rigged.
No, they won't because there's no need to.
Right, it's just for fun. It's
Absolutely.
funsies.
I love it, and I brought this up yesterday, like just like with playing craps. If you don't know how to play, they'll teach you.
It's a great time to learn.
Because there's no pressure. It's just all funny. If you put your chip down when you're not supposed to, they'll be like, you got to pick that up. Wait till here's when you can actually lay it down. Here's when you can actually join the game.
I fear that game.
No, but
it's so much fun. It's a great game.
So much fun.
But I don't know enough about it to be comfortable playing it.
Which is surprising to me, to be honest, man, because you're well-read.
I like the game.
Yeah. But
it's fun to watch.
So you need to get you like I don't know, YouTube video or something.
Okay. I'll get a YouTube video. I'll show up. I'll get my Shirley Temple.
That's right.
And I'll learn to play.
There you go. I think it's a great plan. I love that.
I mean, you can learn everything else through YouTube, right?
Yes, dude. Is there anything that you can't learn from YouTube these days? I mean, if you need to change the headlight in your car, you can do it.
I fixed my washing machine based off of YouTube.
Exactly right, man. I did. We had this in our laundry room. It was this light fixture, and it looked normal, but when I took it off, it was these two round tube lights that I'd never seen before. And I was like, oh, my Lord, what in the world is this? And each light, each tube plugged into a little, like a little outlet. It was the strangest thing I've ever seen.
So you're immediately intimidated?
I didn't know what to do. And it wasn't hard at all, but I was just like, I've never seen this before. So I used Google Lens.
Did you hit it with a rock to start with?
No, because
before you went over there,
I was afraid the glass would break or the bulb would break. So, but that was my first inclination. That's right. Hit hard, make better. So I used Google Lens. Have you ever used that?
I thought about you the other day because I was trying to do that with a fireplace, one of those automatic starters. I didn't know how, and I was trying to remember. It's like, what is the app that Tug has used to look up something and tell you how it works?
It's great. Google Lens, man.
Okay, Google Lens.
Yeah, so it's the Google app, and you go right up to the very top, and there's a microphone, so you can just speak to search. The one right next to it's like the little camera.
The little camera, okay.
Dude, you pop it up, it pops up your camera, it takes a picture of it, and it scans the internet and tells you exactly what it is.
That's cool.
So I did that with those lights. Sure enough, went to YouTube, watched a little video. Dude, it's easy breezy. I just didn't even know where to order the lights. I had no idea. Google Lens popped it up. Amazon had it to me in a day. Fixed it. Done.
I will play a little bit of craps if I can get you to play a little bit of Hold'em.
For sure. But do I need to start with blackjack, though? Or no, I can do
blackjack.
No. They're two different games, and
it's wildly different games because you're playing against the dealer in blackjack. The whole table is. Mm-hmm. You're playing against everybody else in Hold'em at the table.
Got it.
The dealer's your friend. The deal you're hoping is dealing you quality cards.
Gotcha. That's why you tip well.
That's right. If you're winning, you tip the dealer.
Yeah.
I mean, you tip the dealer regardless, but again, the dealer is not your opponent.
Yeah, I'll absolutely play or try to play Texas Hold'em because I've always I'm so intimidated by that because I don't know.
I just think what you need to do is you just need to sit down there. You need to have your monocle on. Mm-hmm. You light a cigarette.
Yes.
And you just intimidate sitting there. But you don't smoke it. You just let it burn.
Yeah, that's what I did.
You just put it right there in the little holder. Right. And they'll tell you, sir, no smoking. And you'll say, I'm not.
Shut your mouth. I'm not smoking. It's just burning. Right.
It's a prop, damn it.
Don't you know? No, but it's so much fun, and I hope everybody that's coming out is gonna have as much fun as we are.
Looking forward to everybody, especially all the people that if your company purchased in and this is the first time, first off, you're going to be amazed how many companies are back from years before.
No question.
But if it's your first time, come say hey to Tug and I. We'll sit down. We'll play some table games, get a chance to hopefully have a drink, have a little bit of camaraderie, and it should be a good time tonight.
I wish I had $5 million in FEMA money to gamble with.
Well, if you owned your own private defense company, that's a way to do it. But sometimes you got to find the money other ways.
Yeah, that's right. Sheila Sherfilis McCormick of Florida, a Democrat congresswoman accused of stealing $5 million in FEMA money meant for disasters. If she's convicted, 53 years in prison. I went to bed early last night. I watched about 45 minutes of the CMA Awards. They were great. And woke up to
hosted by Lainey Wilson.
Yeah, she's so sweet. She is such a doll. And Miss McCormick, I woke up to this morning, Miss McCormick, because I missed it last night. $5 million. Stealing $5 million. You wonder why there's no FEMA money. Because they're giving it to illegals or it's being stolen by Democrat congresswomen.
From experience.
Yeah,
from dealing with FEMA.
Been through it.
I just want to point out how hard it is to get a hold of aid and help from FEMA. And this woman was able to snag $5 million because of her connections.
Now you know why.
Just makes anybody who's been through that you want to get out the pitchforks and the torches and show up and say, all right, we're going to deal with this.
Yeah.
I remember when we went through it with Hurricane Michael, the first question was, well, do you have insurance? It's like, yes. And FEMA would be like, oh, well, that's a big strike.
Sorry, can't help you. Dude, that seems... It shouldn't matter.
There will be no additional help coming from FEMA unless there's some sort of special circumstance. So, be that as it may, this woman managed to get a hold of $5 million.
$5 million. I am at a loss for how someone is as heartless. I mean, it's like stealing from an orphan's home or something.
It's like, oh, look, that money that was going to St. Jude, I'm going to get a hold of that one.
I can't wait. They'll never know.
Yeah, let's go into cancer research. I'll take $1 million off the top. Thank you very much.
I'm just so surprised at how, and I shouldn't be. The human heart is a dirty, dirty place. The human conscience is a dirty, dirty place. So it shouldn't surprise me that somebody has done this, but it does every time. It's still shocking.
Like, you're not stealing from a casino. Like, there's a way that
Or the Louvre.
We see these stories and we go, it's still theft.
Yeah.
But we have a way of romanticizing it because, all right, it's, come on. Is the Louvre going to have to shut down because they had some jewels taken?
Nope.
Is your string of casinos, like is New York going to have to go, well, we got to cease operation. Somebody took us for $1 million.
Nope.
No, of course not. But when it's FEMA or when it's some charitable organization, that's when you feel dirty. That's when you're like, that person.
So filthy.
Give him like 5 years, like a really hard 5 years somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, and she's been indicted for this, so let's hope that happens. And then another thing I woke up to this morning was Jasmine Crockett. Sweet Jasmine.
I love Jasmine Crockett.
Sweet Jasmine.
I thought I had Jasmine Crockett completely figured out, and then this has all caused me to rethink all of this, because Jasmine Crockett, for the longest time, I've said, when you see her interviews. When she first came into Congress, she's the private school educated, nice woman from sunny South Dallas. And then she started cosplaying as the angry black woman.
Yes.
And all the stereotypes, every single one of them, the weird speech, the yelling, the clapping, all of it. Like I would do an impression, but this isn't the Kimmer show.
No, that's right.
So instead, I think I have to readjust and go, no, I think the cosplay was her acting like the sweet, kind, friendly lady from sunny South Dallas.
It was never that.
I think that's what it was. I think the example of the angry black woman, every connotation that is ever in the media, that might be exactly who she is. The other woman never existed.
That's actually real. It's really her. And then she went to those private schools and she was like, I'm just going to play it cool.
I'm going to play the game.
I'm going to play the game, do well, get out of here, get me a good degree, go find me a job in public service, and then get there in front of God and everybody on the House floor and accuse people of taking donations from Jeffrey Epstein. Specifically, Lee Zeldin is who she zoomed in on, and she was just railing on Lee Zeldin. Man, this man is taking money from the pedophile.
Oh, she was Mitt Romney's taking money.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Mitt was in there, too. That's right.
We do have this audio for later.
Yeah, okay, good, yeah. It was just crazy. And then comes to find out.
It was
Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, not the pedophile.
In fact, her staff. And this, you have to decide for yourself. Is this a flat-out lie or is this stupidity? Because she talked about my staff. Well, her staff is apparently, in my opinion, a bunch of 22-year-olds that half-assed it and said, look what we found. Because donations are public.
Yeah.
You can look up whoever is donated to whatever congressman or senator. And her staff found, here are these donations from Jeffrey Epstein. As it turns out, they were after Jeffrey Epstein. The Jeffrey Epstein that we all talk about was dead.
Yeah.
This is from a different Jeff. In fact, right now his friends are like, dude, Jeff, you might want to change your name or something, man.
Dude, because they're after you,
like,
man.
This is problematic. You're Dr. Jeff Epstein.
Yeah. Maybe go by your middle name or something.
Poor dude.
Like,
and Jasmine Crockett sitting there throwing around all these allegations. But I mean, she's the perfect Democrat because she's either completely lying to you by creating this illusion, or her staff and her are too dumb to notice the difference. Which one do you want to play? It's one or the other. It's not both.
It's not. It's the second one. I'm convinced of it, dude. I'm convinced.
I need her.
Like you said.
I need her in my life.
It's either laziness or carelessness or I don't care. I'm just going to say it, and if I get caught, I'll spin it some other way. Like the woman texting with Epstein, she's spinning it. Oh well, he's a constituent. That's why I'm talking to him.
Jasmine Crockett, and it's convoluted. I don't think it's worth playing. Like she did go on CNN, and Caitlin Collins flat out asked her, it's like, you insinuated that this money came from Jeffrey Epstein, the Jeffrey Epstein, and she's like, no, I didn't.
just lie.
Just lie. So you lied on the floor.
Yeah.
Then you went on CNN and you continued to lie about it. No, I didn't say that.
No,
it wasn't me. No, I didn't.
We could run the video back. You want us to just play it? No. Got it. See, but it's the same way with the woman that texted with Jeffrey Epstein. They're spinning that to be some just normal conversation. While all the while you're saying that Donald Trump, that's what you've been holding over his head for 10 years now, or as long as I can remember. That's what he had a relationship. He was doing all kinds of nefarious things. This woman clearly has a relationship enough to have his personal cell phone number and text back and forth live during a congressional hearing about him.
This gives me such tired head because...
I know it does, but it's just mind-boggling.
But I think it gives you the perfect example of how Washington works. You have an entire party who's been making up, essentially, their own narrative to disparage the president to slow down his momentum. So that's number one. And by the time you now call them on the carpet, you're like, fine, set the trap. Here's what's going on. Now the Democrats are all caught in the trap. Now the Democrats are trying to act like what they've been using to disparage is no big deal.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, then you have the House horse trading. Hey, we won't censure your woman if you don't censure our guy.
Corey Mills. Yeah.
And so now you're in this scenario of realizing it's just the establishment protecting the establishment.
Which is what they always do. How
And
many
that
times
is Washington.
How
There
many
you go.
times have we told you this? A bazillion times. It's not even a number. That's how many times we've told you this.
It's just a reminder, because if you wanted to go to the mat with these people, like, you got them. I told you, this is all a really well-set trap. And the Democrats are stuck in it right now. And all they're trying to do now is say, well, he's just a regular guy.
Yeah, nothing.
Hold on, I thought he was a child molester and a pedophile. Yeah, but I mean, when I knew him, I didn't know any of that stuff. Wait, he'd already been on trial for this in Florida.
Amazing that they would say that. Having Donald Trump being cleared of all this in testimony, in books. And he is still being gouged with it. He's still being accused of it. And them just running away when they're actually doing it. Imagine that. Democrat accusing you of what they're doing. When we continue, Trump is using Venezuela as a model for Mexico. Next on Extra, 6 o'clock hours brought to you by Subaru of Gwinnett.
Extra 106.3 is Atlanta's home for NASCAR, and we have live races every weekend from across the country. Check out extra1063.com for the full schedule and join us this weekend for live NASCAR action.
About 9 days now, I believe it is. 9 days to get that nomination in. So someone can get their home completely done by Southern Exteriors. The outside of your house, the most important, I would contend, one of the most important things is the siding. James Hardy siding being the best there is. Having it completely remodeled with James Hardy siding for Southern Exteriors at no charge to you. Of course, we know nothing's free, but the charge is taken care of. That's the most important thing. It doesn't matter if it's called free or the charge is taken care of, as long as it's done, right? If you know somebody in your family, if you have a friend, or multiple friends, family, but neighbors, people you go to church with, veterans, whomever, that needs the siding redone in their home. This thing could cost up to $30,000 depending on the size of your home, and it's going to be taken care of from Southern Exteriors and James Hardy siding. All you need to do is go nominate somebody. You got until December 1st to do it. You go to southernexteriors.co, southernexteriors.co, southernexteriors.co. Click on that little red button in the top left corner. It says Christmas giveaway at southernexteriors.co.
Okay, who just opened your Obamacare or Marketplace renewal and almost fell off the chair? Hey, 35%, and it's not even any better? You're not crazy. They keep jacking the premium and giving you less. I don't know about this stuff, but I know who does. I go to Steven, the health insurance doctor. I send people there because he's been doing this 16 years. He wins awards for this stuff. He helps the self-employed, 1099, small business owners, the people actually paying for their own insurance. You bet you're going to get corporate-style coverage, nationwide PPO. How about lower zero deductibles, plans that pay you cash benefits when you use them? And he does it all around the year round there because, you know what, he's independent. He's got multiple carriers to quote. A lot of you are going to see that premium go right down instead of up. And in some cases, saving us 60% over that renewal number. He works for you, not Washington. Here's the number, 678-523-0759. 678-523-0759. Or go to healthinsurancedoctor.net. It's Steven, not a call center. Your plan, your savings, and tell him the Kibber sent you.
Ho, ho, holy cow. Family and friends are coming for the holidays, and you need some projects done around the house before they arrive. Relax. We've got you covered. Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia from the Trusted Toolbox. With our handyman for a day deal, we can knock out all those projects you've been putting off for months. From plumbing issues and painting to flooring, fencing, trim work, and much, much more. So get your home ready for the holidays and call us at 770-623-3097, or you can always book it online at thetrustedtoolbox.com.
Hey, it's Lowe's for True Prep. True Prep's at it again with their biggest ammo deals of the year. They scored some strategic buys on top quality ammo, and now they're passing the savings straight to you. Right now at True Prep, you can get 9mm for under $220 per thousand, or 223 rifle ammo for under $400 per thousand. Several options are available, but this sale is good only while supplies last. Check them out in store at True Prep on Cobb Parkway in Marietta, or go online to see the full list of these and other deals at trueprep.com. That's truprep.com.
Faith, family, freedom. These are the cornerstones of America and the foundation for a successful life. But today, all three are under attack. Crushing debt, out-of-control spending, and reckless policies in Washington are threatening your savings, your retirement, and your future. Hi, this is Glenn Beck. The only financial advisory firm I recommend in Atlanta is Nicholas Wealth Management. David Nicholas and his team believe protecting your money is about more than wealth. It's about defending your faith, your family, and your freedom. If your hard-earned retirement is left exposed to market chaos, higher taxes, or inflation, what happens to the life you've worked so hard to build? For over 20 years, David Nicholas has helped families right here in Atlanta fight back with retirement strategies built to better withstand uncertainty. Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 404-890-5606, or visit nicholaswealth.com. Aim to safeguard your future today.
Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm that uses a variety of different investment strategies.
Securing America.
The Coast Guard honoring the crew of the cutter Stone Wednesday for a recent series of interdictions which resulted in the seizure of tens of thousands of pounds of cocaine worth over $360 million. Coast Guard Vice Admiral Nathan Moore.
It represents a tangible victory in our ongoing fight against transnational criminal organizations and narco-terrorism.
The Vice Admiral says the Coast Guard intercepted over 500,000 pounds of cocaine in fiscal year 2025.
That amount equates to approximately 193 million potential lethal doses.
DEA Administrator Terrence Cole says efforts like this save lives.
This is how we protect our country against these designated terrorist organizations.
Vice Admiral Morris says the message to the cartels is simple.
We own the sea, not you.
Kevin Gretzky, Fox News.
Donald Trump's America.
Saudi Arabia was named a major non-NATO ally of the United States during a 2-day visit by the country's crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman, who also signed a major defense partnership pact with President Trump.
That happens seldom, very seldom, if at all. So I just want to congratulate you on that. That's a sign of trust.
The president is signing off on the sale of new generation F-35 jets for Saudi Arabia.
The partnership between our two nations is among the most consequential in the entire world, and together the Crown Prince and I are making an alliance stronger and more powerful than it's ever been before.
Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince is pledging at least $1 trillion worth of investments in the U.S., and the two nations are partnering to build a nuclear power infrastructure in Saudi Arabia. Long term, President Trump is pushing for Saudi Arabia to join the Abraham Accords, formalizing ties with Israel. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Thursday, November 20th. A massive explosion near Mercedes-Benz Stadium injured one person and displaced 40 others. Atlanta fire officials said the blast at Northside Plaza Apartments was likely due to a gas leak. The property owner said the leak was caused by someone breaking into the vacant building and attempting to steal copper. The sole victim was treated for burns and other injuries at Grady Memorial Hospital. A new system for professional licensing is in place with the Secretary of State's office. The Georgia Online Application and Licensing System, known as GOLS, replaces a 23-year-old paper system. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger said the goal is to streamline the licensing process, getting professionals to work sooner. And the Braves are set to play a special game next season in the Major League Baseball Little League Classic. The Braves will face the Milwaukee Brewers on Sunday, August 23rd in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Players from each team will attend Little League World Series games earlier in the day, and Little Leaguers and their families will be able to attend the big league game. Today's weather partly cloudy and warm with a high of 80 degrees. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
Donald Trump has been just getting after drug transporters, the boats that they put all the drugs on and transport them out of Venezuela. And A lot of people have been upset about that. I've not. They're in international waters. If they're running drugs, then this is the proper response, in my opinion. It's what the military is used for, keep that stuff out of the United States of America. Now, with all the craziness that's going on down in Mexico, maybe, just maybe, Donald Trump is using the events and the tactics that he's using against Venezuela and those drug runners to clean things up in Mexico. Because Claudia Sheinbaum, she's a socialist. She's in the back pocket of all the cartels. So was the previous president, Lopez Obrador. Both of them, just as filthy, dirty, and in with the cartels. So we know that stuff that's happening, whether illegal immigrants trying to get across the border, which has been shut down by and large, but the drug trade is still brewing huge down there. And I think Donald Trump, knowing what chaos is down there, knowing that this is basically a failed narco state in Mexico, is using what he's doing in Venezuela to get the attention of the Mexican government.
Would I launch strikes in Mexico to stop drugs? It's okay with me. Whatever we have to do to stop drugs. Mexico is... Look, I looked at Mexico City over the weekend. There's some big problems over there. If we had to, would we do there what we've done to the waterways? You know, there's almost no drugs coming in through our waterways anymore. Isn't it down like 85%?
It is, sir.
I don't know who the 15% would be. It wouldn't be you.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah. So Donald Trump is using this as a strategy. He's saying, you know what I'm doing down there? I'm not opposed to doing it. If that continues, if those narcotics come across this border, then yes, I'm willing to do exactly what I've done down there in Mexico. Y'all better take note.
I think that there's something really sad about the cycle that happens in Mexico. And I was listening to a discussion point about this where every few years you get young people that go to the Capitol and cause a bunch of mayhem. And then it makes social media and, oh, look what's happening. Then the military rolls in, not on the people, but, hey, we'll deal with the cartels more. That doesn't work out. Then they roll in the Mexican Marines. And then everything is, all right, we did what we needed to. We arrested some cartel members because the cartel then has some sacrificial lambs for them. Then everything goes back to exactly where it was before.
Yeah.
And it's just a constant cycle.
It is.
And it doesn't matter who's president. It's just...
It's because the cartels run the country.
They own all of it.
And they're not going to let it go, ever.
They own all of it.
And that's why when people are like, hey, we're going to... I even said it when we went. I did not want to go on senior trip to Mexico because I did not feel good about it. And if I were a parent right now, I would not go down there because it is bad. And they have no desire to fix it. They're working with the Chinese to make sure that fentanyl is created by the cartels. China has said they're not going to do that. I don't believe them for 1 second. They've never proved to be truthful in anything that they've ever promised Trump or anybody else in the White House. So that complete failed state is going to stay that way. Donald Trump is doing nothing more than, hey, I'm willing to blow some things up down there if y'all don't leave us alone, if y'all don't keep your crazy down in Mexico. And I love the tactic because it's on display what he's willing to do to the Venezuelans. Now the Mexicans at least have to go, I wonder if he's serious.
Let me give you a number. So the NFL, first off, is the NFL ever ending as of now? I'd say no.
Ending, like just ceasing to
just
exist?
being over. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, probably not.
I mean, $211 billion is the value of the league.
Yep.
All right, by estimates, that's either on par or half of what the Mexican cartels are worth.
Good Lord. Exactly.
So tell me how exactly at $200 billion they're going to somehow go, well, this is a bad idea, stand down. Hey, we got a new president, watch out.
We're going to pay her off too.
I mean, even
if she wanted to, she couldn't.
Even if Donald Trump started napalming the place, like taking old school weapons that we don't even have anymore and said, no, let's go scorched earth all over this thing. Let's deal with these cartels in this way. They'd still say, okay, Mr. President, we'll wait this out for the next 2 or 3 years because we're a $200 billion business. We'll wait for the next one.
And you'll be gone. Unless J.D. Vance gets in there, and then that changes probably the math a little bit.
Can't imagine that you're ever going to change it.
Yeah.
Ever.
No, I agree with that.
It's just built into society now.
I do agree with that 100%. At some point, somebody's going to pick the ball. Even if they were to clean it up by some miracle of God, they were to clean it up, it would last about a day and a half.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
If you were lucky.
Yeah. But I do love the fact that Donald Trump is not afraid to go, y'all better not bring it across the border. You better not let this crap happen here.
This has always been, at least when I was growing up in Texas, this was always the agreement with the cartels. Now, the cartels weren't anywhere near as strong. The Colombian cartels were the strength. The Mexican cartels is what picked up the slack when you had all the push into Colombian cocaine and that whole attack. The cartels in Mexico were basically, you operate, but none of your violence shows up over here.
Kind of like the way they do the resorts.
Yes.
Because they know where the American dollars are coming from.
The Americans alone. Yeah. Leave them alone. You can shoot it out, battle it out, do whatever you want in your country. As long as it doesn't bleed over to ours, fine. But that's the difference. It now shows up at your resorts. It shows up crossing the border as well.
It's bad news. Bad news down there. Tug and Los, glad that you're here. 404-741. 1230 at Extra 1063 across the social media platforms. Mom Donnie up in New York, he said something that's interesting to me when he said New York is a city of international law.
Oh, is it?
And I was like, well, really?
I wasn't aware that federal law and state law and city law didn't apply.
Yeah, well, apparently to him it does. And I'm wondering, because he's already said, I will arrest Benjamin Netanyahu if he comes to New York City, if he goes to the United Nations.
Under what authority exactly?
Right. But if he's in control of the police department and he orders them to do so, unless they, say we're not following that order, then I don't know what would stop him, right? I don't know how that would go down.
Under whose jurisdiction?
Right.
I would ask. But I mean, not that, and the reason why I'm saying this, Tug, and it's not to derail what you're bringing up, it's because communists don't care.
No, that's right. Exactly. You've hit it out of the park as usual. He don't care. I reached out to Phil Holloway I was like, I want to better understand this because I don't know what this means. Like when I see this, I see Mom Donnie going, hey, we're going to allow international law because you have the International Criminal Court. You have all these people that say, hey, we want to do this, that, or the other thing in the United States. And most time in the United States, we're like, no, none of that's happening. That law does not apply here. We have no interest. We have no, there's nothing that we're going to do with this. And interesting because that was just my gut instinct that that's what he's going to try to do, or that's what he's going to try to follow to weaken the United States, because we know he wants to damage the United States. All communists do. They hate freedom. So I shoot him a note, Phil Holloway, who does a true crime podcast on the Megyn Kelly Network. You've heard him here on Extra a bunch. I said, what are some of the problems that will arise with Mom Donnie's international law thing, that statement in New York City? I'm not smart enough to know exactly what the issue is, but I'm smart enough to know there's probably some that it would cause. He said, no sweat. It's a gimmick. They have no legal mechanism, as you were stating, to enforce international law, whatever that means. He just says this because he's ignorant and his illiterate base of supporters gobbled it up and cheered.
So what he means by that, and I had to look into it because initially I was like, okay, how's that going to work? Depending on the court, like for instance, if you happen to be, and I'll bring this up here, let's say you happen to be the International Criminal Court, the ICC. Well, who has the ability to arrest there? National authorities of member states. All right. He doesn't control any national member of a member state.
Right.
There's no legal authority to make an arrest of anyone when it comes to under his direction.
That's right. But the difference is exactly what you said. My gut told me exactly what you said. I just didn't summarize it nearly as well. Communists don't care.
Communists just don't care.
He's going to try to do whatever he can. He's going to attempt to make a scene, to do something that would cause chaos in the United States, because that's the way they thrive. That's when they feel like they're at their best, when something is going on and it's so chaotic. And I feel like they would do it just to try and do it. Let's see what we can get away with.
Well, let's play this out. So Tom Homan, he was on Fox News. He was asked about ICE operations, and listen to what his plans are for New York City.
I plan on being in New York City in the near future. We're going to do operations in New York City. We know in New York City, me and Mayor Adams at one point had an agreement to let ICE into Rikers Island so we can arrest the public safety threats and the safety and security of that facility, but the city council shut it down. So we're going to be coming to New York City. We're already there now. I mean, teams are there now. But we will increase the enforcement presence in New York City, again, because they're a sanctuary city, and we know we have an issue there with public safety threats hitting the street every day.
So my hope is that when he talks about operations in New York City, yes, enhance them over the next month and a half. Keep them going in January, because I want to see what happens when a mayor has no right, no ability to get involved with federal authorities, with them conducting what they are legally obligated and allowed to do. He cannot interfere, or else he face arrest. I want to see that to come to a head. I'm putting my flippers together for that one. Let's go.
And I expect something like that to happen. Don't you?
Yeah.
Because it is going to be a battle of wills. Whose will is strong? Is Mamdani going to be, I don't care, I'm not backing down, I'm willing to go to jail for it because I believe in it so much, or I want to cause a scene big enough?
I think a lot of this comes back to he will do what some of these other mayors have done. They will not assist any of the federal authorities with their local police.
Which wouldn't be any different than what's happening now.
Any different than what we're seeing in a couple of these other places.
I think he's froggy enough to try something stupid.
I think that he would look at it as we're going, because now we've gone through the numbers. He's the mayor because of the amount of people they've brought into that city who are not from the United States that are allowed to vote.
That's right. Yeah. When I heard him say international law, I feel like he's going, here's my plan. And he was maybe setting the stage, maybe trying to challenge someone or some federal authority, trying to challenge Trump or Holman, whomever it is. But he's setting the stage to do something unheard of, do something drastic, and cause a scene, cause chaos, and hopefully, in his mind, all the other good commies start raising Cain and doing, damaging the city, rioting, whatever it is. And I just think most of the Democrats could go right along with it. James Carville, on the other hand, has noticed the Civil War in his home party, but it won't matter. Next on Extra.
Latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, November 20th. The Atlanta Braves have their closer for 2026, and it is a familiar face, as Raisel Iglesias has re-signed with the team despite interest from around the league. He gets a one-year deal worth $16 million. The Braves also acquired former Gold Glove infielder Mauricio Dubon from the Houston Astros in exchange for shortstop Nick Allen. The Atlanta Hawks, they're in San Antonio tonight to play an injured Spurs team. No Victor Wembanyama or Steph Castle, the past two rookies of the year. The Hawks, they'll be without Trae Young. Tip-off is set for 8 o'clock. And Thursday Night Football opens up Week 12 in the league as the Houston Texans host the Buffalo Bills. That game kicks off tonight at 8:15. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
It's the season of giving, and Jim Ellis Chevrolet is giving you more reasons than ever to go electric.
Shop Jim Ellis Chevrolet this holiday season and enjoy substantial year-end savings across their entire EV lineup, including the all-new Chevy Blazer EV, the versatile Equinox EV, and the powerful Silverado EV.
With a large selection of in-stock EV models and a buying process that's quick, easy, and convenient, there's never been a better time to make the switch to electric.
Whether you buy or lease, you'll find exceptional year-end offers designed to make driving a new electric Chevy more affordable than ever.
Start or complete your entire purchase online. Jim Ellis Chevrolet can even deliver your new vehicle right to your home. So plug into something new this season and let Jim Ellis Chevrolet make your holiday brighter.
Limited time holiday savings are available now at Jim Ellis Chevrolet. Visit JimEllisChevrolet.com or stop by Jim Ellis Chevy on Peachtree Boulevard, just inside the perimeter.
Jim Ellis Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hi, it's Los, here with Tom Mitchell, the Honest Car Guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
You know, Los, we found a better way for customers to buy a car. An honest way, a very transparent way. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee.
How do you prove that?
We even prove it to you by giving you a copy of the bill of sale at the end of the deal.
How much can people save when they buy their next vehicle with the Honest Car Guy?
I've saved people upwards of $20,000 and $30,000. I mean, it really depends on the year, the make, the model of the car, and the price of the car. You know, on a $15,000 car, I can't save you $20,000. We can probably save you $2,000 or $3,000. But it's through the course of the whole sale. The big one here that people don't realize, the financing. You go into the dealership, they tell you your rate's 9%. Well, really, it's probably 7% because they're allowed to make 2 points on there. The Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, try the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or honestcarguy.com.
See why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive to stay protected on the road. See for yourself at progressive.com.
Senior software developer positions offered by CETA Information Networking Computing USA, Inc. in Atlanta, Georgia. Design, develop, and maintain specific software modules within an application or system using existing and emerging technology platforms. Write and deliver code for features and modules, debug existing code and modules, and provides technical guidance to less experienced developers. Please submit resume to gosia.mikolaczzyk@sita.aero. Reference job ID 8533785.
It's November 20th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. Today is National Absurdity Day. No one really knows why today pays homage to the weird, odd, or absurd, but feel free to act a little outside the normal. History is riddled with people or events which were once thought of as absurd, which have now become reality, like space travel or flying. Did you know at one point in the history of the post office, you could actually mail a small child for as little as 15 cents? Insurance, of course, was optional. So go ahead, wear a sweater inside out or say ahoy instead of hello. Also on this date, in 1789, New Jersey becomes the first state to ratify the Bill of Rights. And in 1985, computer operating system Microsoft Windows 1.0 is launched. If it's your birthday today, you share it with the first commissioner of baseball, Kennesaw Mountain Landis, born in 1866, and President Joe Biden, born in Scranton, Pennsylvania in 1942. I'm Tushar Saxena, and that's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
From the latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust, your best new follow on social media is Xtra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Xtra personalities, get the latest on our live events, and so much more. Follow at Xtra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
We were talking about Mamdani in that last segment a little bit, and just the fact that he's like, I'm going to recognize international law, just all the crazy. Obviously, he's a socialist, communist. And that's where the Democrat Party is headed. I mean, anybody that doesn't see that is blind, or you're choosing not to see it.
The power is still in the establishment. The energy,
that's right,
is with the communists.
And at some point, the energy, because of that, then the money starts pouring into there because they're actually movers and shakers, and they can encourage, and entice people to donate. I mean, but Mamdani's asking for money all the time, even though everything's going to be free.
Well, we have the Fetterman weather vane.
Yep.
It sits on top of your ranch. It sits on top of your barn. It tells you which way the wind is blowing.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the aspects we're going to see in the next several months, if Chuck Schumer decides he's out by 2028, I think that'll let you know which way the wind is blowing when it comes to this stuff.
But don't you expect it a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. James Carville as well. He is not a dumb man. I disagree with him on policy all the time, but he nailed it. We've talked about it, the Civil War in the Democrat Party. He says the far left wing is damaging the party as a whole, and at some point, you just got to walk away from those doing the damage.
When one part of the coalition becomes destructive to the other parts, then it's time to reconsider your relationship with it. Now, the identity left, which I call it, or you can call it woke. I hate the word woke for good reasons, but I'm going to go into them right now. I think we have to not just say, well, you lost, you lost, so we're just going to move on. We might just have to affirmatively attack it because it was so stupid and it was so unpopular and no one wanted to use that kind of language. And it was a giant mistake. That's all I can say. It caused real damage to our electoral process. No one uses it anymore, so people say, oh no, James, just declare victory and walk away and be nice, and that's one option. The other option is to say this was a really, really stupid era in a wing of Democratic politics that caused irreparable harm to the party. That's pretty close to my view.
Yeah, so all the crazy language, and then he's talking about how the establishment is like, dude, y'all are screwing this up for everybody. And then he used the word attack it. Do we go after them? Do we attack it? Man, that's as emblematic of a civil war as I think I've ever seen.
I know that this goes back to, like, I'm going to ring a bell because it can't be unrung, and this is just what happened. I firmly believe that so much of what we saw over the last 5 years really came out of 2020. When you started having so many mandates, so many restrictions, so much thought policing, the Democrats couldn't let it go. Because you can think about it from, let's say, 2016, 2017, 2018.
It's like they're addicted to it.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
You could have a difference of opinion on the left. And you had, at one point, you had Democrats like Barack Obama who did not believe in gay marriage. Then you had those that firmly believed it should be an actual right, and there was discussion, and here's what the laws became. But at no point was this antagonistic to either one of them. It was just, here's the discussion. The party after 2020, 2021, when they got a taste for that sort of power, it then became mandating everything that had to occur. Here's how you have to think about this. Here's how you have to treat these people. Here's how this has to be. If you have a difference of opinion on this, there's something wrong with you. You better fix it. If you don't come along for this ride, then there's something wrong with you. I think that's the origins of it, where, just as Carville's saying, he's talking about this woke culture. Well, woke culture grew out of 2020. That was exactly what was going on with those marches. And here's where you can't say silence is violence. But by the way, violence is violence.
That's right. Everything's violence.
And speech is violence. And everything's violence.
James Carville recognizes it. We all recognize it. The difference is they're going to say, sit down, old man.
Yeah, he's not in a place.
Your time is done.
To do anything with this. And we look at the difference in the establishment. Like, I think that David Hogg had a good point when he said, why are we chasing young people, young men out of the Democrat Party? And what did they do to him? They chased him out of the party.
That's right. You get out of here.
He's like, what are we?
You can't say that.
He was busy saying, why are we listening to Carville? Carville hasn't won anything for nearly 40 years. Why is this guy the one that we're going to? Well, turns out they threw them both out.
Yeah. Both of you got the same.
They basically
thing.
said, you both are getting the same treatment. Instead, it's postmenopausal cat ladies and 16-year-old girls. All the feels, what do they think? That's who's the future of the party.
You're exactly right. And it reminds me when you're describing that taste that they got, that taste of that power, and they couldn't let it go. Do you remember in Finding Nemo, let's go oversimplify it, but in Finding Nemo, when Bruce, the shark, he's saying fish is friends, and then all of a sudden he gets that little
hint of blood,
and his eyes go black.
Yes.
And he loses his mind.
Nuts.
That's the Democrat Party after 2020.
That's what happened. And I know when we go back to that as like the origin story, you can go and look at different points of history where Democrats have been on opposite sides of an issue. They're on the same side of the aisle, but maybe opposite sides of the issue, and then the debate goes on, and here's what it is. Now it is turned into, you better think this way or else. Now, we're starting to get some of that, too, on our end.
Yeah, which sucks.
We're seeing that you are having a harder time having an open discussion within the party. That's happening. But I believe it's a reflection of what's happening on the other side. If they're in the trenches with the helmets on, you better get your helmet on in our trench, too.
Yeah.
It's where our politics is.
And I hate that. It makes no sense, and it's not good for anybody to not be able to discuss things openly and have a genuine conversation. Here's an issue that bothers me, or here's an issue that I feel strongly about. But if I don't, even if we're on the same side of the aisle, if I don't frame it the right way, then I'm going to be condemned. I'm going to be called some sort of name. Even in our own party, like you're saying, it's growing. That is so damaging, and that is not good for America. That's not good for the Republican Party. That's not good for anything.
And I'll tell you, on this show, Tug and I have had discussions when, like, for instance, when we were leading into the 2024 election and the subject of abortion, which, by the way, ranks like 7th and 8th on both sides now. Abortion's been like, all right, just let it die. Let it go away.
Yep.
But during that time period, it was a little bit higher in the polling. And my point was, don't bring it up. Tug was on the opposite end of that. No, here's what you say. And so we had a difference of view within the party of how to address this. But at no point are him and I looking to throw each other off the boat.
Window.
Right.
That's
It's like, you got to get off my boat. Why don't you get with this, man?
Right.
And
You can't say that.
And this healthcare debate that's coming is going to cause the same situation of Tug and I are going to be on the outside looking in on this thing.
Exactly right, man. We've
Of what
already
we believe
framed
should
it up.
happen.
We've
Yes.
already framed it up.
But that doesn't mean we don't put on the helmet every day
you
and
got
start
to.
pointing out what's going on.
You got to work within the confines that you're given. And you know that just a full-on free market-based healthcare system is not in the cards right now. It's just not. Do we want it to be there? Hell yeah, we do. But we can't. We've got to go through this process, and then maybe eventually we get over there.
Right now, the bigger problem, because again, this is going to be next month. We're going to get through the holidays, and I'm telling you, everything's going to ramp up into healthcare. Everything. This whole Epstein stuff is going to die.
Yes, yeah.
The Democrats are going to make it go away faster than anybody.
That's who's trying to get out of it right now.
They're going to try and make, by the time we get to Sunday, the Sunday shows are going to be like, nope. Don't know anything about that. I don't know Epstein. No, what do we got these new files? He was giving away money to Hillary and Chuck Schumer and all these prominent Democrats. Nope, don't know anything about it. So about healthcare, that's where things are going to go. But when it does, and that argument is going to begin, that fight is going to begin, the people that are being basically circled, it's not Tug and I or Jure or anybody else where you're going to your job and your healthcare went up by $30, $60, $80. It's not even the people where your healthcare went up by $100 a month. It's the people that it went up by $1,000. The people that are in the exchanges on Obamacare. That's going to be the focus. So you're going to be sitting back like, hey, what about me? When are you going to help me?
Yeah.
That is going to be, you're going to be told, we'll get around to you.
Yeah, eventually.
And once we get to help these people, it'll find its way to you.
Yeah, it'll trickle down.
Right. So it'll be frustrating because it's going to be those that are working that are paying into a program
and
or paying for everything versus those that are in the exchanges and their neighbors are subsidizing their care.
And so the Democrats are going to run with that part of it because that's the only people they care about. Those are the people that they feel like they can get the votes from that will always vote for them as long as they're paying the tab. That's who the Democrats are going to focus on. That's it.
Now the catnip is going to be, you're going to be told, hey, we're going to destroy Obamacare. It's over with.
Yeah, that's it. Right. That'll be your encouragement.
You're just going to get a different version of it called Trump Care.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
You may like it, you may not. I just know Tug and I are going to be like, hold your nose.
Yeah.
Here we go.
You're going to have to hold your nose. You're exactly right, dude. Nailed it as usual.
Well,
as per usual. Even early on a Thursday,
then
there's the truth.
Then there's the James Carvilles of the world where James is going to be like, this is terrible. That's better than what we got.
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, Hakeem Jeffries has already said that. It's like this healthcare system's a failure. Yes, it's your failure. Not one Republican vote. It's your failure. It's on your docket, not ours. We're just going to have to do our best to fix it. Slowly, I'm sure, but surely. Yes, as Los told you, it's a trap. Next on Extra.
Extra 106.3 is proud to be a community station that shares your values. This is your station, talking about issues and stories that are most important to you and your family. Stream us live on our all-new app in crystal clear HD and always live on your radio at 106.3 FM.
Atlanta Braves single game tickets for the 2026 season are now on sale. Get your tickets for some exciting matchups next season and check out some fan favorite ticket packages like Hello Kitty, SpongeBob, Snoopy, and Father's Day Catch on the Field. Plus, snag the first giveaway of the season, the Drake Baldwin Rookie of the Year bobblehead on March 31st, presented by Coca-Cola. Visit Braves.com/promos to get your tickets. Atlanta Braves baseball, we are Braves country.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers with my dad, Mike. Dad, why are we always talking about Christmas before Thanksgiving?
Because now is when you start thinking about those seriously special Christmas gifts. The ones that impress her friends, the in-laws.
Now's the time for custom personalized jewelry gifts designed just for you by our expert jewelers.
Whether it's a custom birthstone pendant or that one-of-a-kind dream engagement ring, our jewelers can make something you can't find anywhere.
And why design it with D. Geller & Son?
Easy. We're the experts. Add unbeatable quality and value, and you have an unforgettable gift that lasts a lifetime, not the last thing left in December.
It's also a great time to shop the classics, from timeless pearl strands for $135 to gold and diamond hoops for $13.95. Buying now gives you time for 0% APR financing or free layaway.
So beat the crowd, play it smart, and plan ahead this holiday season.
At D. Geller & Son in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Get a great deal on a new Subaru and give back. It's really that easy. For every new Subaru bought or leased during the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru of Gwinnett will make a donation to national and local charities that our owners care about. The Subaru Share the Love event has supported more than 2,700 hometown charities. And by the end of our 18th year, Subaru and retailers like Subaru of Gwinnett will have donated more than $350 million to charity. It's the reason why we say Subaru of Gwinnett is more than a car dealer. We always go the extra mile for our community. And during the 2025 Subaru Share the Love event, you get a great vehicle and support a great cause. With every new Subaru purchased or leased, Subaru will donate $250 to your choice of charities. Additionally, for every Subaru vehicle routine visit during the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru of Gwinnett will donate $5 to our hometown charity. But it's only happening now through January 2nd, so hurry in to Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, and online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the Xtra app.
He signed it. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. And after President Trump gave final approval to Congress's resolution compelling the release of the Epstein files from the investigation into underage girls' sex trafficking, he posted on Truth Social the Democrat-led Biden administration never released a single file. Fox's Doug Luzader reports.
Attorney General Pam Bondi, meantime, and her Justice Department have 30 days now to comply, although some documents may be redacted and others may be withheld, citing ongoing investigations.
We have released over 33,000 Epstein documents to the Hill, and we'll continue to follow the law.
A Democrat has been indicted in a fraud case which Congresswoman Sheila Sherfulis McCormick tells CBS is baseless and a sham, claiming she's innocent. Sherfulis McCormick is charged with stealing $5 million from FEMA-related COVID funds and spending some of it on her 2021 campaign in Florida. There's a new Fox News poll out post-government shutdown.
President Trump's job approval rating is at 41%, down 5 points from a month ago. Across the board, voters didn't like how our leaders handled the shutdown, with the president at 62% disapproval and Republicans and Democrats at 63% and 64% disapproval, respectively. But when asked if the shutdown was a hardship for their families, 54% said it wasn't at all.
Fox's Gernal Scott. An economic report the shutdown delayed will finally come out next hour. The September jobs report expected to show more hiring than August, but the unemployment rate remaining 4.3%. We will never get an October report. Instead, hiring last month will be included in the November numbers that'll come out next month. Country music's best were honored last night. Lainey Wilson winning CMA Entertainer of the Year on ABC.
I just came into here just wanting to celebrate country music, the love of my life, and I know the love of so many of y'all's lives.
America's listening to Fox News.
Julia owed the IRS thousands.
I was paralyzed with fear.
Then,
I heard a commercial for Optima Tax Relief.
Optima Tax Relief is the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and experts in the Fresh Start Initiative.
Optima Tax Relief settled my IRS tax bill.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
It was amazing.
Call 800-926-0155. 800-926-0155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Visit OptimaTaxRelief.com for details.
So Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $29.95 a month for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This top-tier plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you'll save over 50% every month for the rest of your life. You might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer expires 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Tired of all the negative media manipulation? Wake up feeling right with a Morning Extra on Extra 106.3, Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra. Can I come out of the gate with a complaint?
Sure.
I try not to complain.
That's hard to do on Stripper Thursday, but
I try not to complain. I try not to. Lainey Wilson is fantastic. I love her. She is a sweetheart. She is incredibly talented.
I'm an early adopter.
Yes, it's easy. She comes from a town of 176 people. I mean, tiny, tiny. Took a camper trailer that she had never driven on the interstate, pulling behind a car, moved to Nashville. 12 years later, she was a superstar. She should not have won Entertainer of the Year last night at the CMA Awards. It should have been Morgan Wallen. Of course, it's not going to be Morgan Wallen because the CMA and the ACMs hate Morgan Wallen, and they're never going to let him win. So Lainey gets the win by default that way. That's my complaint this morning. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. You'll just have to move right along because it's the truth. It's so silly. It's so political, and it's so dumb. All of it's so dumb.
I would like to let some of you ladies out there, not that many of you would partake in such, but just so you know, when me and the men get together at our council and we take off our Viking helmets and we get our beer mugs out and we vote on things, we now have an official title. I think y'all should know about it because, again, when we share our Dakota rings and our secret society, this is one of the things we do. That's how you get in, by the way. You got to do the Dakota ring or else the door won't open.
That's right. Have you not seen any 80s movies?
But we have a discussion of pre-Ozempic, post-Ozempic.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, many of you look great pre-Ozempic. Some of you look great post-Ozempic.
Sure.
But some women, it changes them so much that you're like, I really wish pre-Ozempic was still here.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that's what Lainey Wilson was ever on, but I like the pre-version.
You like the thicker Lainey?
Yeah. A little more down home, kind of country girl fun.
Absolutely. Just a little thicker.
Right.
Yeah, so I understand completely.
More fun.
I completely agree. And, it's funny, but I said this the other day, I think.
And when I said that at the council, everyone was like, huzzah! Huzzah!
And then pointed at Dakota rings.
We all pointed together.
Right there, and everybody did the go team in the middle. Until, how long's those Ozempic been around? 2 years? Is that
no.
Well, but I mean, like, where it's like everybody's taking it. I mean, so it's like just amazing how many people are on it.
My friend that I know who's on it, him and his wife, when they started 4 years ago.
Okay, so 4 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago.
So then it must be 5 years ago that everything was, body affirming. Didn't matter what you look like, didn't matter what you eat. You could be morbidly obese. And look, I'm considered obese, and if you were to break my weight and height down, they would tell me I'm obese. So I fall into the category too. But I mean, they were telling people that were morbidly obese that they were beautiful and everything that they were doing is just fine and they should just keep it up. Ozempic scrapped that plan. You see Amy Schumer. You see Lizzo. I mean, all these people that were they
were larger,
and there was nothing wrong with Schumer, but Lizzo she could probably drop out or two.
She for health, long-term health, she needed to.
But now that's gone. Like, if you can just plug yourself with Ozempic, and now everybody's back to skinny's great.
Hey, All right, check me out.
Isn't it crazy though?
Yeah, it's nuts.
How in just a short amount of time they found like the magic pill.
It flipped.
It completely flipped.
Because you can find ads from 2021, 2022 where people are large, very large. And we're talking like significant, like Calvin Klein ads.
Yeah, very large.
Very
obese
large
women.
people.
Or people, yeah.
And now it's turned into
everybody's skinny again.
Don't do that anymore.
Dude, we're almost we're on the precipice of going back to 90s Calvin Klein when it was heroin girl models.
Yes.
We're on the cusp of that. That's the next thing that you'll see.
Can I just have my tweener, the Sydney Sweeneys of the world?
Yeah, just regular, just normal.
Regular hot?
Yes.
Like you don't have to be heroin chic, and you also don't have to be the size of a small camper.
That's right.
All right? It's all I'm pointing out. Just somewhere in that tween area.
Such a great visual. I mean, it just flashed in front of my face.
I mean, look what Lainey Wilson was running around with.
Oh, I know, dude. I know.
You know? That's just 4 years ago.
Yeah, she is an absolute doll, a sweetheart, and I just love her. But she shouldn't have won Entertainer of the Year. So I'm sorry if you feel differently about that. She had an extraordinary year. Morgan Wallen had a better year than anybody, and it's not even close. And the only person that had a bigger year than Morgan Wallen was Taylor Swift. They're neck and neck. I mean, that's it. That's what it is. Morning Xtra and Extra 1063. Do you think they're at the CMA Awards that it could have been a trap? They're like, we're gonna lure Morgan Wallen in and let him think he's gonna win something, and it's a trap.
He almost got it.
He almost got it. He doesn't even show up because he knows. He was like, I know it's a trap. They're using my name to have people watch because I have that sort of draw, and I'm not winning anything. So you know what? I'm just going to give you all the big middle finger, and I'm not even going to show up. And he doesn't anymore. Good for him. He doesn't fall in the trap, Los.
No. The people that are aware of the trap, well, they tend to avoid the trap. You and I listened to the Billy Bob Thornton interview with Joe Rogan.
So good.
What does he say at award shows? He's like, I see where you put me. I see where I'm seating. I know I'm not going to win. His wife's like, are you sure? He's like, we're not going to win.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, it's a trap.
He was there last night. He actually presented an award.
He presented? Okay,
yeah,
well, he knew he wasn't going to win an award.
No, of course not. And
Landman ain't winning an award.
No, and the crazy part about that is his music's really good. They're a really talented band. And I love when he said he said, I've thrown people, you'll know their name. I've thrown them out of the dressing room because they wanted to come backstage and say hello after. And they're like, man, it's cool we get to do this. And he's like, what do you mean it's
like,
cool?
I was a musician who started acting. I'm not an actor who's playing music.
And he takes personal offense to
I love that.
Get your out of here.
So he doesn't fall for that trap.
There's no trap with Billy Bob.
We are watching one of the great traps that has been laid, and watch the Democrats roll into it. Now, I don't understand, and maybe it's just the idea of groupthink, that they have all bought into this was going to be so damaging, the Epstein files for Donald Trump, that they never considered their larger involvement with it. Because the more we peel back the layers on this thing, Jeffrey Epstein was a major donor to the Democrat Party.
Donald Trump talked about it when he was with the Saudi crown prince. He's like, I got this little note in my pocket with all their donations or all his donations to the Democrats.
And so one of the pieces of information that's now out, and you can go back and look and see what the run is, but what you have is since 1990 to 2018, nearly 90% of his donations all go to prominent Democrats or Democrat causes. So it's the Hillary Clintons of the world. It's the Chuck Schumers of the world. It's the Bill Clintons of the world. That's where his money was going. And so you can tell me, well, he's a billionaire financier. He's also a pedophile. And they're putting their hands out. Give us your money. Please. Hakeem Jeffries, give us the money. This is
just a form letter, Lowe's, as if he didn't know.
This is a giant trap. They've all fallen into it because of groupthink. They never thought to themselves, because they've conditioned themselves to believe, now this is the end of Trump. No. In fact, he signed it knowing it's going to be your problem.
And they're used to the media backing them up. And that's the other thing. Nobody pays attention to the media. So they don't have that new, I don't know, that wall of support that they once had. Now, the media is still going to say the same things and back them up and help in their groupthink. But the problem is nobody's listening to the media anymore.
Well, and that was an issue that we saw during the shutdown. The media was trying to tell the Democrats for weeks, y'all need to stop this. This is killing you in the polls. You need to stop this. They weren't doing it. Then what happens? They take a giant L. the media starts asking, well, what did y'all do it for in the long run? Well,
Nobody's got an answer.
Don't have an answer for it.
Nobody knows why they shut the government down because they got nothing.
So the next question has been, if Jeffrey Epstein is the devil, why is your party more involved with him than anything on the Republican side? And they don't have an answer for that either. But they have taken what has been the programming that Aunt Peg, Epstein's the devil. Who was he involved with? Your entire party. What?
He wasn't all that bad. That's next.
That's the only response.
That's coming next. He wasn't all that bad. Well, that's exactly what...
pedophilia is not a problem.
That's exactly what the woman from the Virgin Islands said, was he's just constituent.
He's just a constituent. I didn't know what he was involved in. Huh?
Please forgive me for forgetting who said this, I think, last night on CNN when they were like, well, there's been lots of people. I think it's the Virgin Islands lady.
Yes, it was. When she went on CNN.
Well, there's lots of people that break the law.
She says there's lots of people who have committed crimes.
I still talk to them.
And so they're all prominent donors, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, there's one thing if you have an issue.
But it's crazy how they downplayed. It's the point.
If you're Martha Stewart, and it wasn't even that Martha Stewart took part in insider trading, so that they caught her on a technicality of not being truthful with authorities. That's why she went to prison. So now she's gets to be prisoner, Martha Stewart. And if Martha Stewart...
And hang with Snoop Dogg.
That's right. If Martha Stewart gives you a call, and you're like, hey, do you talk to criminals? Well, I guess so. It's Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
It's not a pedophile.
That's right.
All right, there's like degrees of this.
Absolutely. Like, did you speed? Did you get in trouble for speeding? Did you get a ticket? Was there an interaction with a police officer? Yes. Is that different than robbing a damn bank? Yes, it is.
In fact, if I was to give it on my pecking order of people I would talk to, if you were, let's say you had a situation where you were caught with cocaine, is that a crime? Yeah, you're going to prison. You're going to jail. Here's redistributing? No, it's just my own. Okay. That's what happened.
Difference, yeah.
Difference.
Both are bad.
Both are bad, but
one is worse.
Am I taking a call from a known arsonist who likes to light things on fire?
Yeah, no.
Who, am I taking a call from a guy who is known for taking young women to his island to sexually abuse them? Different.
Totally different.
You taking that phone call, that text message is different than taking it from Martha Stewart or the guy who got busted one night because he had coke on him.
Man, the crazy thing is, and I saw a post from a guy that we both like, in Tim Burchett, and I flagged it because I thought it was so telling about what was going on. And this was from 9 hours ago, so it happened yesterday evening. I saw it this morning. It says, "We are compromised and have lost our way, America. Get some rest. Pray for our country. It's worth saving." And then I find him on the Benny Johnson podcast, and he says, the Epstein reach is so deep, as if he's running Congress from behind the scene, with a majority of members compromised to hold power. It's about keeping people in Congress in power, cutting deals, and it's infected both parties. Even if it's just 10% of the Republican Party, he recognizes that this is deep, deep, deep.
Tim Burchett is one of the good ones. There's a handful of people where you're like,
he's a good one.
Like, he's not going, in my opinion, if he leaves as a multi-hundred millionaire, I'd be shocked.
He's not going to. He was talking about this the other day. I watched an interview with him. He was being asked about a myriad of different things in the hallway there on Capitol Hill. And he was like, I'm not a rich man. And that's what he was talking about. He was talking about insider trading. He was like, Nancy Pelosi is the face of it. He was like, she's not even in the top 10, y'all.
He's like, yeah, there's so much more dirty than you can imagine.
I won't participate in this. I will not participate in this. I'm not a wealthy man. He was like, I just took money out of my 401k to pay for my kids' college. That's the honesty that I'm looking for, and that's why I'm so drawn to that guy, and that's why I'm so repulsed by so many people in the federal government, because I don't trust any of them.
Why do you think that every time Anna Paulina Luna looks to get the bill to end insider trading and trading in general in Congress,
not going to let it happen?
Never gets to the floor.
They're never going to let. They're scratching each other's backs in the hallway. They're like, "What's your shoulder itch? Here, watch this." And I mean, it's Republicans and Democrats, and they're just as incestuous and as dirty as it comes.
But that's the idea of what happens to the moral man. Mr. Smith goes to Washington. You find out how the bread is made, and then you get upset about it. The problem that we have when it comes to this stuff is whether or not the moral people decide they don't want to be part of it.
And just leave.
Because
they know they can't beat it. Dude, there's no beating it. There is no beating it. You're not going to beat the corrupt, filthy, disgusting politics, things that you can't even imagine how dirty it is right now. You can't beat it. It's a machine.
And watch how this plays out. How everything that we're going to see that's tied to Epstein, whether it's money, the amount of donations, what he was financing.
Or all of it.
What was going on. And watch how many of them run from it and turn into, well, he wasn't all that bad.
Well, we already had it.
It's happening.
We already had it.
It's already happening.
The first one started yesterday.
Yeah. Now, you'll have some people that have to just, like the Larry Summers of the world, like, dude.
Because he was doing all kinds, and it's about to come out.
I have a real problem with that guy, with what he was doing, and his affiliation with Harvard, and also some of the companies he's sitting on boards. He's already out. I got to get out of here.
When this all comes to light, and everything that he knows is going to be released, even the Democrats are going to go after him. Wait and see. The Democrats will even go after Larry Summers.
This is one giant trap. And yes, I do believe 90% of what's going to happen is going to burn Democrats. But if Tim Burchett's right, that it's going to catch some people on the other side of the aisle too.
I have no doubt. And then he just confirmed what I already
don't have a problem with that.
Me either. Of course. Because here's the thing. And it's alleged. So please don't. I'm not throwing stones at Steve Bannon.
And by the way, this is about where you were taking money and influence. If Jeffrey Epstein is the devil, then you were taking money and influence. I'm not saying that you were jumping on a plane and going to some island and molesting children. This is about, you took a phone call,
what
you
are
took
the layers?
money.
Or what are the levels?
He helped get you into a certain position. That should be enough at this point, because as I was told, we need to get to the bottom of this. It's the most paramount thing in the country. The Republic depends on it. Well, what happens when it doesn't touch Donald Trump, but it hurts 90% of Democrats and 10% of Republicans?
Which is exactly what's coming. It's exactly what's coming. And some of that stuff needs context, right? Because we meant to get to that yesterday, and I don't think we got a chance to. If, like RFK, if you took a flight with him just to get home quicker, I don't think that makes you... It's like speeding ticket versus robbing the bank.
You're going to have to explain it.
Oh, yeah. You should have to explain it. I'm not saying you shouldn't. But when you do, if it makes sense, then you got to let it go.
Right. But the shadier it is...
They won't.
Texting back and forth during a committee hearing.
That is the bottom of the barrel.
It's like, he has that kind of influence on you?
That's right. And he did.
Whereas RFK Jr. is like, I jumped on a plane with my wife and my kids.
Yeah.
Dropped us off. See you later.
You need context, and context matters.
Because what did Jeffrey Epstein see? Oh, there's a Democrat I know. Get him on my plane.
Final thought. Final part of the quote that I started with Tim Burchett. You think people are going to do the right thing, then they don't. They vote to protect a pedophile co-conspirator. Dude, he's throwing fireballs. Dude, he's going to be a target. They are going to come after him with everything they have because he's not part of the swamp. He's not part of the filth. And they'll want to drag him down and make sure that he can't talk anymore. And maybe, like Lo says, he'll have enough and just go home. It won't be worth it to him.
I hope not.
I hope not either. But I wouldn't hold anything against him if he did. A man who fell into a Chinese honeypot now wants to get back into power. And guess what? Guess what he wants to do when he gets back in power? I'll tell you next on Extra.
Wherever you are in Georgia, you can stream Extra 106.3 in crystal clear digital with the all-new Extra 106.3 app. Get Extra's live on-air stream in real time, or go back and listen to all your favorite shows, Neil Bortz, or original podcasts, no matter where you go. Grab the Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Hey, it's Los. Let's talk about True Prep, and I'll give you a couple phrases that really apply. First off, 1000 Cobb Parkway in Marietta, or just go online, trueprep.com. That's truprep.com. Now, the first one, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. All right, that is the big talking point when it comes to True Prep. What is your ready? Well, that just depends on you. What do you want to be ready for? What do you want to have peace of mind with? When it comes to me, I like long-term food storage. Been through a couple of crazy scenarios weather-wise. I want to make sure that if we don't have power or the grocery stores get a little crazy, we're good. That's how I prepare. Maybe you're a little bit different. Maybe you're an outdoorsman. Maybe you're an outdoors woman and you like being out there on a regular basis, but you want to have all the equipment that's going to keep you safe and keep your devices charged. They have that as well. Maybe you're into home and personal defense. That is where, and you can take a look right now. You can go online at trueprep.com, truprep.com. You'll see they still have the Glock 19X and the Glock 19 Gen 4, both in stock right now, and they got some special deals on those, along with some of the best prices on Amazon. What is it that they also say? Better to have and not need than to need and not have. Think about that one. That's incredibly important. Be ready, be prepared. That's what True Prep offers you. 1000 Cobb Parkway in Marietta, or go online, trueprep.com. That's truprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow with True Prep.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. Many people assume their taxes will automatically go down once they retire and stop collecting paychecks. Sean, is this a dangerous assumption?
It can be, because you know what? Lower taxes in retirement can be a myth. It's not always true, right? Remember, up to 85% of your Social Security benefits could be taxed, right? Your traditional IRA and 401k income is 100% taxable, so that needs to be accounted for. And that's why it's so important to find ways to reduce or eliminate your taxes wherever possible.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
Hey, look, now is the time to start looking ahead and identifying your tax liabilities in retirement. Well, we have a great resource for you guys. We have what's called the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get a copy today by calling or texting the word WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement. It has chapters on everything from Social Security to investments to income planning. We include guides in there as well as on strategies for income planning, for taxes, and even dealing with recessions in retirement, among other things. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text the word WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer. Get your Retire Happy Framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. And the team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Firm does not provide tax services.
An investment in your home is something that will pay off in the future, but it's something that you can enjoy right now. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. A beautiful new garage door, entry doors, and windows are an investment you can love every day, and they will increase your home's value, energy efficiency, and curb appeal. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and high-quality work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Hey, this is John Flading, the owner of ATL Turfco. If your grass didn't grow this summer, there's a good chance it won't grow this spring. It's time to think about a custom, low-maintenance, pet-friendly, artificial lawn that will stay green year-round. So this holiday season, give the gift that keeps on giving. A perfect backyard or custom golf green from ATL Turfco. See what's possible for your home. Read our 5-star reviews and book your appointment today at atlturfco.com. Spots are filling up fast, so call now, 404-825-7063.
Get a great deal on a new Subaru and give back. It's really that easy. For every new Subaru bought or leased during the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru of Gwinnett will make a donation to national and local charities that our owners care about. The Subaru Share the Love event has supported more than 2,700 hometown charities, and by the end of our 18th year, Subaru and retailers like Subaru of Gwinnett will have donated more than $350 million to charity. It's the reason why we say Subaru of Gwinnett is more than a car dealer. We always go the extra mile for our community, and during the 2025 Subaru Share the Love event, you get a great vehicle and support a great cause. With every new Subaru purchased or leased, Subaru will donate $250 to your choice of charities. Additionally, for every Subaru vehicle routine visit during the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru of Gwinnett will donate $5 to our hometown charity. But it's only happening now through January 2nd, so hurry in to Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, and online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Thursday, November 20th. A massive explosion near Mercedes-Benz Stadium injured one person and displaced 40 others. Atlanta fire officials said the blast at Northside Plaza Apartments was likely due to a gas leak. The property owner said the leak was caused by someone breaking into the vacant building and attempting to steal copper. The sole victim was treated for burns and other injuries at Grady Memorial Hospital. A new system for professional licensing is in place with the Secretary of State's office. The Georgia Online Application and Licensing System, known as GOLS, replaces a 23-year-old paper system. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger said the goal is to streamline the licensing process, getting professionals to work sooner. And the Braves are set to play a special game next season in the Major League Baseball Little League Classic. The Braves will face the Milwaukee Brewers on Sunday, August 23rd in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Players from each team will attend Little League World Series games earlier in the day, and Little Leaguers and their families will be able to attend the big league game. Today's weather partly cloudy and warm with a high of 80 degrees. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Xtra. Los sends me this Twitter note. I think it was just talking about the CMA Awards, and I feel like the CMA Awards hates country music. So when he sent me this, it just fit my already irritated mood this morning.
I knew that it was going to reel you in that the country music industry, at times, a lot, does not care for the pliable conservative country fan.
No, that's exactly right. You nailed it. The people inside most of the record labels, the people inside most of the the governing bodies, if you will, CMA, ACMA, they hate you. They cannot stand your values. They don't care what you think about the music that you love. They despise you. Then Los sends me this Democrat who's running to represent Nashville.
Oh, okay. So she's running to represent Nashville. And so when you think about all the stuff that Nashville represents.
Yeah, let's just make
that
quick
it
list.
Special.
Dude, so Music City, USA.
Music City, great town to go visit.
So much fun. You get out there, and sometimes you see the brides to be on the bicycle pedals. They're having drinks, and you're burning some calories as you're ingesting
the pedal cars.
Yeah, so all that.
You see the large crowds. They're
so
on
much
Broadway.
fun.
All the live music,
bars, and people are having drinks and having so much fun. This woman hates all of it. Just like the CMA hates you as a country fan. I don't even know how this could be a thing, but it is indeed a thing. This woman who's running for
her name is Afton Ben.
Afton Ben.
And she's running for Tennessee District 7.
Which is Nashville. Her quote, I hate the city. I hate bachelorettes. I hate pedal taverns. I hate country music. I hate all the things that make Nashville. I hate it.
And she said this in a podcast interview.
I can't wrap my head around this. It'd be like if David Dickey brought the radio stations here to the Battery, and we got set up and we're broadcasting, everything's good, and he's like, you know what? I hate the Braves. I hate stupid baseball. I hate this area.
I hate people having fun.
I hate fun. I hate these bars. Unity. That's right. I hate it all. Like, it makes no sense.
I hate live music next door.
Then why would you put your business here? If you hate it all, why would you put your business here? And this woman is doing the exact same thing. She wants to represent everything she hates. So she wants to make them miserable. I'm sure she's going to make it hard for all of those things that she hates to exist in the city that she hates, yet represents.
One of my favorite memories. This is 2021 or so, and we went to Nashville for a weekend. My wife and I, we made it a point. We were staying down basically a block away. We were across the street from Kid Rock's Honky Tonk.
Yeah,
just going to give you an idea.
So
that's where we were at.
Right.
So we would just come out of the hotel room, walk not even half a block, and now we're in everything. So we would get out to all of the honky tonks at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning. Watch college football, have drinks, hang out, go back to the room like 4 or 5, And the amount of people that showed up from different states, most notably northern states, it was like Michigan, there were some from Wisconsin, And they would sit down at the bar with us and tell us, this is how y'all been living? Like, yeah.
Yeah, the whole time.
Y'all been trapped. So, like, Nashville to me
it's freedom.
It's still like this freedom place in my mind.
Absolutely it is, dude. And most of the people that live there want it to stay that way. This woman, though, what you say, Miss Ben, what was her first name?
Afton.
Of course it's Afton. She sounds like she's loaded.
By the way, that's Aftyn.
Of course.
Afton.
Of course it is, Ben. This woman has probably grown up with a silver spoon in her mouth. With a name like that, how could she not have? And I'm speculating on all this. I don't know anything about Afton, Ben.
Good, we beat Clay Travis to it. He's just posted about it.
Yeah,
like, yes.
Lowe's said it to me an hour ago. I don't know anything about her, but I bet she is. What is it? Remember on Happy Gilmore? Go back to your shanties. That's what's in the face that she's making in this picture. She looks like she's saying, go back to your shanties.
She's having a fake smile at everybody.
Yeah. I hate your guts.
If you're going to represent an area,
at least like it. A little bit.
At least pretend there's something special about it that you take pride in representing.
But that's not the Democrat way of doing things, though, dude.
Well, it's self-loathing. It's this self-hatred. If you do not start off by apologizing, by the way, this is a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman.
If she didn't have that scowl on, I bet she's a pretty lady.
She has to start off with self-hatred in order to justify her position within the Democrat Party. That's always first and foremost.
Let's see if I can find this. There was he's a psychiatrist, one of the two. And he talked about how social media is so bad for kids. And it's really bad for liberal girls who struggle with mental health issues more than conservative girls. And it comes down to what you believe and how you view the world. Conservatives typically more grounded in something real, family, faith. And libs are not. They're grounded in whatever the world tells them is important, whatever social media or the culture tells them is important, which is nothing but sinking sand.
They're waiting on a download. When I say that I'm not trying to trivialize it. It's like they're waiting to be told what they're supposed to care about at that moment. And then at that point, it's, well, let me show you how much I care about it. And then it's on to the next thing. And it's typically it's a string of losses that go along with it.
And there's nothing lasting.
There's nothing foundational.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And those are the same women, like Jimmy Kimmel's wife, who said, I'm going to not talk to my family because they didn't vote the way that I see fit. And they have that same thing. They have that same thing. If you're not doing what I think is correct, you're lesser than. If you're not doing what I think is correct, then you're not worthy of my presence. I'm not going to have you in my home because you're filthy. Look at what you did. How could you think that way? How could you act that way?
I think about some of the people that we work with that I know vote opposite of me. And when I see them, it's a matter of, man, I like that person. Let's go chat about whatever. Right? Like that's my initial thought process.
I have no ill will toward anybody that I disagree with. None.
I can't imagine how you look at somebody and you calculate your immediate thoughts about them based on their vote.
That's my Aunt Peg. That's her to
a T. Oh, they're gross people.
That's her to a T, dude. That is her.
Like we have some people that are our station sponsors and we know what their politics are. We've joked around about how we all need to go out and have some drinks together.
Yeah.
And you know what? Politics will never come up. But I don't look to ostracize anyone or myself from people that see things differently than me. Now, if you want to have a discussion, let's have a friendly discussion. We're going to agree on a whole lot of stuff.
And then when we get to the stuff we disagree with, that's okay.
That's okay. Yet, this is the mentality that the left has for us. It's how, when we talk about the violence that's now all over the left, it's because they see us as subhuman. I still see the humanity in you.
Yeah. How could you? You're lesser than.
How could you? You're lesser than because you did that. I can't even spend Thanksgiving with you.
I had a person, you know them. One time we were talking about politics. It was inadvertently talking about politics. And this is several years ago. We were standing there having drinks, talking about the Braves, talking about the Bulldogs. Great stuff. Then accidentally, one of us, and I don't remember which, may have been me, and probably not, but I'll take the blame just for the story.
Did you say America?
Yeah, or something like that. And that person says, I can't talk to you anymore, and literally left me standing in the bar and went on to the other side of the bar. And I mean, it was a pretty good sized bar, went all the way on the other side because they didn't approve of the way that I felt or believed when it come to politics, and they physically said, I can't talk to you anymore. That happened to me.
That's funny.
And it's somebody you know.
I know.
And it's just freaking crazy that they have that mentality that you.
But does it not
to your point of humanity?
But does it not point out to you run from the arena of ideas?
Yes, of course.
If they're so good, articulate them.
Yeah, let me know. Tell me why I'm wrong. Can't do that.
Can't do that.
I got to get mad and I'll start yelling because yelling equals correct in their mind.
Well, it's like, as I've always said, just because you're louder doesn't make your point better.
No, of course, right, which is correct. But that doesn't stop them from doing it. That's what they do every time. Watch any of these shows in the evening where they have a panel of debaters. The person on the left, when they get the just
daylight's knocked out
of them because their points make no sense or have been proven to be wrong over time, they just yell louder.
This is why I really enjoy using their own tactics against them in terms of when you see things falling apart, typically it's when somebody's on CNN talking with Scott Jennings. They immediately go to race. Go to the race card.
Immediate.
So I have found that by the time I've worn out my opponent, like he's on the ropes, he's falling apart, and I'll always finish with it's really offensive that you would come after a minority in this way.
That's right.
Hence ends the discussion.
No, it does. It's such a great trump card. No pun intended. It is such a great play on the board. And
it's really offensive to me and the rest of the minorities that you would speak to us in this way.
That's right. And you're a double minority.
That's true. I've got so many deflector shields. It's like when I joke around about The Office, it makes everybody uncomfortable. So when we were talking about action pants, and I told Tug, what happens if you ended up around 20 Asians and they start kung fu fighting around the sales room? They're like, why would you say that? And I go, well, one, because if it's kung fu, it does basically point to an Asian brand of fighting. Not only that, with my mom and my grandfather being Chinese, I have a deflector shield on that one. I can say whatever I want. I didn't make the rules.
And then you hit him with a hi-ya.
Hi-ya!
It was great.
Open hand.
It was standing here, just on the other side of the wall of the studio.
In the middle of the sales office.
And you should have seen the eyes when Lo said, 20 Asians come at you with kung fu, and now you're prepared because you're wearing your action pants. The eyes, they were the size of a full moon.
How can he say this? And I looked over, I go, well, my mom's maiden name is Wong, so I can pretty much get away with that one, right, guys? I mean, I didn't make the rules.
And nobody said a word. They just dipped back off.
And then, like, the handful of people snickering, like, laughing in their cubicle, like he got him.
It was great. This is just last week.
This is just, I think it was like Monday of this week.
Yeah.
And whenever you wore your action pants.
That's right. Yeah, I think it was Monday, matter of fact.
There you go.
Oh, my gosh.
So, real life stories.
Yeah. Real life stories.
This is the sort of fun stuff that happens around our office.
You just never know what you'll run into around here.
And Tug are a couple lepers, but we're having fun with it.
That's right. We're lepers minus the sores. When we continue on Extra 106.3, the illegals didn't show up. Next on Extra 106.3 in the Morning Xtra.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, November 20th. The Atlanta Braves have their closer for 2026, and it is a familiar face as Raisel Iglesias has re-signed with the team despite interest from around the league. He gets a one-year deal worth $16 million. The Braves also acquired former Gold Glove infielder Mauricio Dubon from the Houston Astros in exchange for shortstop Nick Allen. The Atlanta Hawks, they're in San Antonio tonight to play an injured Spurs team. No Victor Wembanyama or Steph Castle, the past two rookies of the year. The Hawks, they'll be without Trae Young. Tip-off is set for 8 o'clock. And Thursday Night Football opens up Week 12 in the league as the Houston Texans host the Buffalo Bills. That game kicks off tonight at 8:15. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
I remember when I was a kid and I would, have a toy or whatever and it had an on-off switch. And I would just sit and flip it on and off, on and off, on and off. And my daddy say, stop doing that. You're going to wear out that switch. Toy ain't going to work no more. Tug for central heating and air conditioning. Same thing's going on right now. A couple weeks, not even a couple weeks. Was it last week, I believe, when it was so cold? Was it last week when it was real?
Yeah, down to the 20s.
Yeah, so right. You flipped on the heat. Everybody did. And then now you flipped it back off because what are we? We're already, this morning I left the house like 61 degrees.
Might hit 80 today.
Exactly. On, off, on, off, on, off. What do you think that does? If it's going to tear up a toy, what do you think it does to your machinery, your HVAC that keeps your house comfortable? Probably going to be some stress on that system. If the cold snap killed your HVAC, or you think it's on its last legs, let me tell you the good news. Central Heating and Air Conditioning is making it the perfect time to upgrade. For a limited time, you can get up to $2,100 in rebates and 60 months of 0% financing with approved credit. You get both. You don't choose, you get both. Turn to your Atlanta carrier experts at Central Heating and Air Conditioning. They deliver dependability, efficiency, and comfort that your family deserves. They've set the standard in heating and cooling for over 3 generations. 770-GET-HEAT, 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com, centralheat.com.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if your old windows have you boiling in the summer and freezing in the winter, you need the pros at Window Nation with installation precision and experience that are second to none. Their custom windows are guaranteed to be a perfect fit, and they're backed by the best warranty in the industry. Go to getwindownation.com or call 866-90NATION for your free estimate. And for a limited time, get 50% off all window styles, plus pay no interest for 5 years.
So, the doc says I have ED. ED. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's just an abbreviation for a condition so many men have. If I was to be honest, I probably also have a little OCD. I know I have a great HMO. Heck, I even have 3 weeks of PTO. Look, don't let a few letters get you down. If you have ED, there's HELP. Go see Dr. Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He's an ED specialist that will turn your life around PDQ. ED happens to a lot of men as we age. And just FYI, Dr. Deal can give you back the confidence you need to perform on the JOB. So, ready to take the first step? Quit yelling WTF at your little BFF and visit tbtofga.com. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. They can fix your ED ASAP. And before you know it, you'll be screaming OMG.
I'm getting in the game. The world won't be the same. I'm good to go.
Call 404-777-1911 or visit tbtofga.com.
Attention extra listeners. The end of the year is closing in. Are your retirement plans ready? We at Master Plan Retirement Consultants are holistic retirement planners, including income and growth planning, tax strategies, and estate and legacy planning. Each piece of the retirement puzzle must fit together cohesively because we know a change in one area can inevitably affect the others. Our boutique team serves you with fiduciary care, ensuring every step moves you closer to a confident, sustainable retirement. Don't wait. There's still time to adjust your plan before year end. Schedule your complimentary consultation now at masterplanretire.com. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Hi, it's Los, here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
At the Honest Car Guy, the entire process is completely transparent. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee, and we even prove it by giving you a copy of the bill of sale. We can sell you any make, any year, any model, and at the Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1 or honestcarguy.com.
Georgia politicians, if you want to win your election, the path to victory runs through Xtra 1063. Extra listeners are some of the most engaged, active in their communities, and outspoken on their beliefs, especially when it comes time to vote. So now's the time to get involved before our listeners move on to someone else. Tell the candidate you're voting for that if they want to win, the path to victory runs through Xtra 1063 FM and the Xtra 1063 app.
Right up the road In the, I think they call it the Queen City up in Charlotte, there has been some revelations, if you will, about how many people are living in that city that should not be living in that city or even in the country for that matter.
What is it? Need some help. We gave him some help. We just gave him some help.
Flashback to Dave Chappelle.
If you haven't seen the traffic patterns recently in Charlotte.
Holy wow, dude.
The same thing that we saw in California, where the traffic patterns were suddenly, whoa, there's nobody on these roads. Well, why is that? Well, it probably was more than 10% of the people that were living in Los Angeles were illegal. So when ICE is operating in that area, people stayed home.
Stayed off the roads.
But we thought, well, that's a California issue. That's not a issue in the Carolinas, right? North Carolina wouldn't have such a thing like that. I mean, you have certain pockets of North Carolina where you go, all right, liberal for the most part, the rest of the state. Yeah, like Asheville, great town.
Beautiful town.
And you know that's basically the hippie area of North Carolina.
That's the granola.
Yes.
That's code. I didn't realize that for a few years. It took me a little while to catch on.
Is that what they use it as?
Granola, yeah.
Okay. Listen, I like it. Whenever we were there, I had a great time.
No, yeah, of course, everybody does. But they just said the people that they call them granolas.
Sure. So I didn't expect that also to extend to Charlotte. Now, I've only been to Charlotte a few times. One of the last times was the Georgia-Clemson game when they kicked off the season. I didn't suspect anything that was strange about it. In fact, staying there for the couple of days, I thought everybody was pretty agreeable, and there was not...
It's a nice little town.
I'll just say this. I didn't get the influence that, hey, this place has a whole lot of people that are illegal here, because you kind of get an idea when you go to certain areas of town and all your signs are in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not illegal to market to whoever's in the community.
No, of course not.
It's just not. I want to put a bunch of signs in Spanish. It's because I have a large Spanish-speaking population. Well, I want you to listen to this. This is a piece of audio. This is from a teacher within one of the school districts. And this teacher is describing how many kids are currently in his classroom.
Class typically has 16 students in it. We had 4.
District-wide, there are 145,030 students enrolled in Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools. On Monday, 30,399 were absent. 28,136 unexcused. While CMS doesn't break down the numbers by ethnic origin, Gillespie, a multilingual teacher, did.
Children of parents from Angola, from Vietnam, but the students whose parents come from Latin American countries were the students we were missing. So that was kind of the line, even among the ML students, is that we were missing Hispanic students.
So, as his teacher's telling you, we're missing the Spanish-speaking students. He's got a classroom of 16.
Had 4.
4 that showed up.
4.
And the school district is pointing out that as many as 30% of their students are not in school. It's not like 1%.
Mm-mm.
It's not 30% of it. They just had 28,000 unexcused absences and 30,000 absences total.
Yeah. Out of 135,000. I mean, that's big
nuts.
Number.
That's a huge number.
Now you know why traffic is
now you know
really,
why traffic
really
is not
as bad as it
a problem.
Is. Yeah. All of a sudden.
Yeah, we gave him some help.
Yeah, but the thing is, I would imagine Charlotte and their mayor are still going to fight ICE. They're still going to, cause an issue for those people trying to do their jobs, trying to send people back home. I have no ill will against those people. If I were in their shoes, I'd be trying to get to the United States too.
I'd have done the same thing.
Absolutely right. But I would expect at some point that I would get caught up and have to go home. I would expect that.
I would have, and we've seen the numbers. We've had more people self-deport than we've actually had to deport.
Which is nuts. I would have never guessed that.
Because the payout is pretty solid.
Yeah, I think they're actually increasing that.
Here's your $1,000, your $2,000, go home.
Yep.
Apply to come back here.
That's right.
And the only way you can
is if you've done that, if you self-deported or you've made good faith effort to try to get home, even if you didn't do it through the government or through the app or whatever.
I'd like to imagine that I would use the time I had in this country to build up whatever I could, and then when it's time to go home, to ensure that I can possibly get back here is by go home, apply, and see whether or not I can get back. But the party's over.
Is this oversimplifying? And if it is, you can tell me. It's like, I don't know, at least back in the day, when you paid for cable, and they accidentally left on HBO, like you get a little free trial and they leave on HBO, and you're like, man, this is great. A couple months in, we're still.
I can't believe they haven't caught on to this yet.
And then one day they catch up and for whatever reason they're just like, you had a 3-month trial, stayed on 5 months, good for you, but it's off.
System audit.
Yeah,
this is gone.
Are you furious about that, or are you like, geez, man, I got 5 months, that's great? That's the way I feel about this. You got to be here for ever how long it was that you've been here. 20 days, 20 years, doesn't matter. You got to do things that you weren't supposed to do. You got service that you weren't supposed to have. Now it's caught up. You can't be pissed about it. I don't know if that's oversimplifying it, but that's the way I look at it.
I would like to believe that for the 2-point-something million people that took the payout and they left, that they left with the belief, I'm going to try and go back and I'm going to try and do this the right way this time around. I also think some of them went home and said the party's over. I think the remainder of people here that decided they're not showing up to school and they're not showing up to their job sites in Charlotte, when you see those videos, there's nobody there.
There's nobody, yeah.
There's nobody there. Companies decided, let's go cheap. Let's hire these people that are here illegally. There's nobody there.
And that's hurtful to American workers. That's the most important point of it all.
I would like to now believe that there are a portion of people that are kind of weighing out the, well, should I or shouldn't I?
Oh, yes, there are. I would imagine those are kitchen table conversations.
That's the discussion. Do we leave and take the payout? Or do we chance it and God knows where they send us?
Angola. or Sudan or something. Because, I mean, any place that will take them, they're just sending them.
I mean, especially if you're from a place that we don't have any real diplomatic relations. Like, I'm sure we're not flying people back to Venezuela.
No, because they wouldn't accept them.
No.
But they're probably going to El Salvador, where we do have a relationship.
And now you're being dropped off in a country that you've never been in.
Yeah.
It's like, might be better off to take the cash payout.
Yeah.
And see about getting back here. Because so many
the smart way to do it.
The problem that we had that we ran into all of this, and we've talked about this ad nauseum, but it's worth revisiting, that you had asylum seekers. And the primary use of asylum when it came to the Biden administration was economic asylum. Not that they were under a religious asylum, not that it was like South Africans who were being slaughtered, they're farmers. It was, well, I'm seeking economic asylum. It's better for me to be in your country than mine. In mine, I'm destitute. And the Biden administration said, you said the right words. Come on in.
Yeah, come on.
Well, economic asylum is not going to continue. Yes, we have a bigger standard of living than most everybody else in the world. That's not a reason you get to be here.
And when the Democrats took the qualifier, is this person going to be a drain on our economy? Donald Trump has re-implemented that, and he should have. People that come here should benefit the country and people that live in the country. That's something that makes just complete sense to me. Now, go back to the students. How much time are they spending on getting kids caught up instead of teaching the actual class? And that affects or damages your kids' education.
Yes, it does.
Is it ugly? Is it harsh? Is it hurtful to hear? Probably, but it'll make it not true.
I remember growing up in Texas, we did have English as a second language.
Yeah, so in Dalton, Georgia, we did too.
And that was important because you didn't slow down the rest of the class. If that's not available, then somebody who shows up, that's the issue.
But even if it is 30,000 kids that you got to put through that.
Yeah.
How many resources are going to just that and not your child's math class? That is the most important class that you'll take.
We can solve so many of our problems.
Housing too.
And again, it's brutal.
It is.
But we're all in favor of it, and the polling hasn't changed.
It has not.
You got to go home.
That's right. Morning Extra and Extra 106.3. Trump has taken a page out of Governor Brian Kemp's playbook, and I think it's a page that you're probably going to like, and it'll be just in time for the midterms. Next on Extra 106.3.
Time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Well, here's an interesting fact for you this fine day. The hurricane season is now over. And the 2025 hurricane season was the first in 10 years during which not one hurricane touched the United States. Remember, please, that at the beginning of the hurricane season, NOAA, those are the hurricane people, said there would be 13 to 19 named storms, 6 to 10 would become hurricanes, 3 to 5 would reach the United States. So much for that prediction. How about another one? Rising sea levels. I dare say that most of you are convinced that sea levels are rising around the world. Where do the so-called experts get that data? They get it from models, not from actual measurements, from models. But what happens if you do take measurements? Well, then you find out the sea level is not rising. How unfortunate for Greta. Now, can we talk plastic bags? Everybody knows that plastic bags are terrible for the environment. Many American jurisdictions in foreign countries are placing big-time bans on the use of plastic bags. Use paper bags instead. Denmark seems to be making sense. Their Ministry of Environment and Food says a paper bag would need to be used 43 times to match the environmental impact of one single plastic bag. Maybe you ought to use one of those cloth bags they hand out at Publix or Kroger. Consider this. One cotton bag would have to be reused 136 not times, years of weekly trips to the store to be as environmental friendly as one plastic bag. Research, my friends, not computer models. Research will reveal a lot of the truth about these eco-environmental radicals. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Thousands of veterans across Georgia are missing out on the benefits they've earned through their service. The Warrior Alliance is changing that by connecting veterans and their families to life-changing resources and support. Tune into the Warrior Alliance Network, our podcast and radio show dedicated to helping veterans succeed after service. Join us every Saturday at 11 a.m. on 106.3 to hear inspiring veteran stories, discover free programs, and learn about career opportunities available to you. Subscribe to the Warrior Alliance YouTube channel today.
I'm Michelle Stovall, and our company has been family owned and operated for 75 years. Check us out at StovallINC.com, or better yet, stop by our newly opened 11th store at 9500 Union Hill Road in Canton. At Stovall, we supply you with all your landscaping project needs, completely hassle-free down to delivery. Been dreaming of an outdoor kitchen, fireplace, or other custom paver project? We partner with Keystone Hardscapes for all your beautiful high-end concrete needs. We look forward to making your landscape dreams come true. Stovall has it all.
I don't know how to use my phone. This is unbelievable.
Well, you don't know how to use social media, but
I mean seriously.
I mean, you don't.
The Kimmer Show every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app. WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. The 8 a.m. hour is brought to you by Central Heating and Air.
The Justice Department has 30 days to comply. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump's given final approval to the resolution Congress passed almost unanimously, compelling the Justice Department to release the Epstein files from the investigation into the underage girls' sex trafficking.
It has exceptions, including allowing for the DOJ to redact the identities or personal information of Epstein's victims for ongoing federal investigations. The president taking to Truth Social to reveal he signed it into law, posting, Democrats have used the Epstein issue, which affects them far more than the Republican Party, in order to try and distract from our amazing victories.
That's Fox's Kristen Goodwin. A Democrat in Congress has been indicted in a COVID funds fraud case. Sheila Sherfulis McCormick is accused of stealing $5 million in the FEMA money and diverting some of it to her 2021 campaign in Florida. Congresswoman Sherfulis McCormick claims she's innocent, telling CBS the indictment is a sham. Fighting has flared up again in Gaza after a ceasefire had halted the war.
The Israeli military's conducted a series of attacks over a 12-hour period this afternoon.
after its troops came under fire in the southern Gazan city Khan Yunis. The Israel Defense Forces says it responded by striking what it calls Hamas terrorist targets across the Gaza Strip.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. At least 33 Palestinians have been killed. Hamas condemns that as a shocking massacre. A new Fox News poll is critical of both Republicans and Democrats over the government shutdown, and President Trump's approval rating has dropped 5 points down to 41%.
Economically, 52% of voters said inflation is not under control and that groceries, healthcare, utilities, housing, and gas all cost more than a year ago.
Fox's Gernal Scott. An economic report delayed by the shutdown comes out this hour. The September jobs update expected to show an increase in hiring from August. The unemployment rate perhaps remaining 4.3%. We won't get a jobs report for October. Hiring last month will be added to the November update. Its release has been pushed back to the middle of next month. America's listening to Fox News.
Julia owed the IRS thousands.
I was paralyzed with fear.
Then
I heard a commercial for Optima Tax Relief.
Optima Tax Relief is the leading tax resolution firm, A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and experts in the Fresh Start Initiative.
Optima Tax Relief settled my IRS tax bill.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
It was amazing.
Call 800-926-0155. 800-926-0155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Visit OptimaTaxRelief.com for details.
So Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $29.95 a month for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This top-tier plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you'll save over 50% every month for the rest of your life. You might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer expires 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Extra 106.3 and Fox are red. CNN and CBS are blue. If you want conservative news and talk, we have just the app for you. Search for the Extra app wherever you download apps.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra and Extra 106.3. We're super excited. This evening we'll be at Motor Cars of Atlanta with some great small businesses and great businesses that will eventually be advertising here on Extra and on our sister station, The Fan, 680 93.7 FM.
You will hear them soon.
Yes, you will.
And it's going to get a Lamborghini.
Well, let's hope. I don't expect that, but yes, I like where your head's at, for sure.
What if that's the push? Tug, if you help me win this card game tonight at casino night, not only will I have you as part of this endorsement, but I'll buy you a Lambo.
Done. I will cheat any way I need to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be feeding them aces under the table or something. I'll figure out something. Goodness gracious.
Would there not be anything more awkward than Tug driving a Lamborghini? Only because you have been, and you are a staunch truck man.
Dude, I've had a truck. With the exception of one time in my life, I had a Mustang GT. That's where I got it after my first deployment to the Mediterranean in the Middle East aboard USS South Carolina. It saved a ton of money. And came home, big down payment, got me a really nice, but it's probably not the smartest decision I ever made in my life, but I was 21. What do you expect?
Mustangs rarely are.
Yeah, that's right.
As a Mustang owner.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. So,
no, y'all aren't going to stop me. I'm going to buy what I want to buy.
Well, but it's funny you bring it up you say it like that, because the first dealership I went to, they were like, well, I mean, sure you can afford that. Maybe you should try the
why don't you get the Festiva?
Yeah, well, they didn't go that far, but they did say the V6 Mustang. And I was like, no, thank you. Left. Went to the next dealership. They were like, hey, man, yeah, if that's what you want, that's great. Do you have a down payment? And I was like, I do.
I do.
And they were like, okay, well, cool. And they went down the path. What is that down payment? I was like, $10,000. Sold. Sold. This man, you're our best customer today. We love you. Here's a hat, a T-shirt, and it was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but the whole point is that's, I think, pretty much the only time I've ever not had a pickup truck. Because I love them.
So
it's just
until tonight.
Until tonight. He's not going to roll out in the Lambo.
You don't need somebody to win that thing for you. Tug Matters, you got that extra garage space?
I do not. Can't even get either one of our cars in the garage. There's a refrigerator blocking one side, and the other's got a hammock that my wife bought me years ago that we've never used.
Listen, we just get rid of all that stuff. We just pull that.
I don't know that a Lambo. Those things are wide. I don't know.
They're wide. I mean, that's the reason why they don't, because they're like... Yeah. Like if it had wings on it, would fly.
Yeah, those things are amazing. I mean, I've never been. I think they're amazing. I've never actually have you ever longed for a car like that?
Only when I was like 6 years old, 8 years old.
Same. So maybe it's because it's just not in our tax bracket, so it's never a thought.
Part of it kind of grew out of, like, when I got out of college, even though I was working in radio, in my mind, my success was going to be, watch when I buy this Escalade. It's like, I'm going to get a big old Escalade. And then by the time I could get one, I was like, I don't want an Escalade.
Yeah.
It's like this. I drive too much for this thing. It'll chew up all gas. It'll be so high on maintenance. In fact, I had a friend of mine who was like, do you want to buy my Escalade? I'm like, no.
He's like, I thought you loved them.
It's like, yeah, like 21, 22-year-old me thought it was awesome.
I have a friend who's had several Ferraris. He's done very well for himself. Oh, yeah. But he drives them very selectively. Of course, you want to keep the value up, keep the mileage down, everything like that. But you know what his daily driver is?
Something you wouldn't expect, like a Ford Taurus or something.
F-250.
Atta boy.
Yep.
He knows how to live.
Just because getting in those things are so low to the ground, you gotta, every speed bump takes your breath away because you're driving a house.
Yeah, that's right.
It's your weekend car is when you have something like that particular Ferrari.
Yeah. I mean, they're amazing.
We're going to Sunday brunch.
And
take the Ferrari.
Yeah, come on.
This particular individual, when he built his home, he imported Italian marble for the garage because, as I'm told, you don't park Ferraris on concrete.
Okay.
Well, see, I would have never.
There you go. I would have never known.
He's doing all right.
But you know why I don't know? Because I can't afford that.
No, exactly, and it's just not in my purview. It's not in.
Until tonight.
Yeah,
until tonight.
I will say the only car that I've ever felt like I would want, like if I ever get to the point where I can, the house is paid off and you can afford something a little extra, and I don't know that I'll ever get there, but I do love Porsches. I think they're incredible. I think Porsches are awesome.
We're not talking about the $300,000 car.
No.
There are Porsches that are, and again, depending on what model, you can get yourself a Porsche that's, again, it'll be pricey.
Yeah, sure.
But it's not outrageous if you reach that point.
But that's like a pipe dream kind of thing. Like I don't, if it never happens, I'm fine with it. But when I see Porsches rolling down the street, I'm like, God, that thing looks amazing.
You'll be sleeping under a bridge, but you'll be sleeping under the bridge in a Lamborghini or a Porsche.
Or a Porsche.
You want to know a story? So we get into the 8 o'clock hour. First off, thank you to everybody. We'll see you tonight.
Yes.
And always appreciate your listenership. Check us out with the app or, again, Morning Xtra 1063. So I have a former coworker of mine still working in radio. He was so excited. This goes back like 15 years ago, maybe somewhere right around in there. And he was telling us, guys, you will not believe it. I bought a Jaguar.
Okay. I mean, wow.
From eBay.
Oh.
That's where I got my car.
All right. By the time the Jaguar shows up, and it looked beautiful, it turned out...
So it was sight unseen.
Well, it had the pictures.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but he'd never actually physically been in yeah.
And when he got it, it was great.
Yeah.
For like the first month. Then you found out that thing was driven all over the Northeast.
Mm-hmm.
The undercarriage
rusted
was in such bad shape. That car was a huge money trap, and he had to go between, first off, the dumbness of buying a car from eBay that he didn't expect that fully. Like, I get it. Now it's different. If you want to buy a car from Cars.com, eBay, whatever, you can read up on all the information about them.
Carfaxes
and see everything about them.
Yeah.
He didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
And so he then had to fight between, do I get rid of this car, which is like his dream car, or do I ride it out? And he tried to ride it out for a long time. That thing was just sucking money.
Yeah, I mean, when I was looking at the one I was looking at, I was like, man, really low mileage, great year. It's exactly what I want. Let me look at the Carfax. Okay, everything checks out here. Let me go to a local shop, source that for, look up the Google reviews. All right, this one's highly rated. Drive out there. It was in Arkansas. Went over to the local shop. Hey, give us an inspection. Give me the up and down. No problems. Send the money.
Yeah, but you did the extra.
Yes, that's
you
the
had to do your
legwork.
homework.
That's the legwork.
That's the legwork that Los is talking about. His buddy didn't do that.
Never did it.
No.
Oh, yeah, the whole sight unseen thing. No, thank you. I don't think I'm going to do that.
If you want a 2010 Porsche Cayenne.
That's the SUV, isn't it? The Cayenne?
Yeah, you get it for $8,500. It's got 99,000 miles, but you'll have your Porsche.
Yeah, I don't think I want, I don't want one that's going to, 90,000 miles, like day one you get it at 90,000 miles. I don't know.
That was a Toyota?
Yeah, Toyota would be a different story.
Yeah.
I don't know about
German cars, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of upkeep.
Yeah, it is.
2014.
And that's the thing, you got to be able to afford the upkeep too. I see that a lot with like Mercedes and stuff, Los.
Can't afford the bench, don't buy the piano.
That's right.
2014 Porsche Panamera 4. It's got 160,000 miles, but it's 13.5. But it looks good.
But that sounds like the trap that your buddy fell into. You know what I mean? That's the Panamera's the old four-door job, and it looks amazing. It looks like it's well kept.
Real nice paperweight.
Somebody took care of that.
Yeah, no, they did, and I'm sure it's just fine. I don't know, man.
I'm just saying, I would feel more comfortable spending $13,000 on a high mileage car that I'm going to drive on the weekend versus
that's actually a good point.
$150,000 on a car that I'm going to have to. Am I only driving on the weekend? Okay, that's silly.
Yeah,
so I'm going to drive my Porsche all over Atlanta
every day as a daily driver.
Yeah. And so when it does break down, now I'm really into this thing.
Does anybody drive a Porsche as a day? I'm sure there are somebody that drives Porsches as daily drivers.
Yeah,
but
in
not
terms of sports cars and higher end, they're luxury vehicles, but they're not quite exotic.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
fairly reliable for a daily driver, but the upkeep again, it's comparable to a
But
BMW.
I like where Los's head's at though. You get something that's kind of in your price range, which $15,000 is.
I'm just saying that if I've paid $150,000 and it's my daily driver and something goes wrong with it to the tune of $7,000 or $8,000, now I'm really into this car. Whereas if I spent $13,000, $14,000 and I'm driving it once a week, I'm not going crazy about it.
I'm looking up what does an oil change for a Porsche cost.
I'm going to say $280.
wow.
Between $210 and $600.
Yeah.
See, that's the reason I would never get one, even if it's a pipe dream. I don't think I could stomach that.
So there's a guy here in town, and he actually used to be the sales director over at Motor Cars of Atlanta.
Okay.
And he runs a channel called VIN Wiki, where he keeps a track of the VIN numbers on all these exotic cars. He's a big Lamborghini guy.
Okay.
His name's Ed Bullion. It's a great channel. But his whole thing is he buys the most highest mileage, broke hoopty version of exotic cars that he can find, and then just drives them all to hell.
Smart. Dude, it's kind of that's kind of what you're saying though, right? A little bit.
Now he's made a YouTube channel out of it.
Yeah.
This is what I would do. I wouldn't drive it all to hell.
But that makes a lot of sense to me.
I can just stomach it better.
Yeah, right. $15,000 versus $150,000.
I couldn't stomach spending $100,000 on a vehicle that I'm having to drive every day and something goes wrong with it.
Yeah.
Well, and then if it's not even your fault, somebody rear ends you.
Or kicks up a rock on 285.
Yeah.
I've got another crack and just a chip in my windshield, rock picking up, and I just had it changed not even 2 years ago. Got another one in there. My buddy Trey, who runs a State Farm agency, he's had 2 or 3 new windshields. He was like, he owns the agency. And they're like, they're not changing my windshield again. They're just not going to do it. He was like, I'm going to have to do it on my own or try to get, Safe Light to come out and zip that thing out of there.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do when I decide to go down this road.
What would be yours? Like I said, Porsche, what would be yours if you're going to get
Well, I don't have any ideas of my own. I'm just stealing yours.
Oh, good.
But no, I've always loved the idea of a Porsche.
No, they're amazing.
I mean, first off, the fact that we don't call them Porsche.
No,
it's then we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's
here.
right.
Only the rich people know it's Porsche. car guy like Jerry, he knows more, so I would run it by Jerry initially.
What do you think about this?
Big Jerry, what do you think? He'd be like, he doesn't even say yes or no. He's just that guy. Like, I get to be the baseball GM.
Yeah.
And I kind of look at my guy, and he goes, no, don't do that.
Nothing from Germany.
Not today.
Nothing from Germany.
Yeah.
But that is, I've always heard that. It's just not good.
Maybe the Italian ones are fun if you can afford them. The German ones, it's almost the same amount in upkeep.
Yeah. All right, what would you suggest that is higher end? It's I'm thinking about, because again, I'm not a luxury car person.
Yeah, me either.
Like the height of my look at me. I remember driving. This was Greg Williams. Greg the Hammer Williams is a guy that used to work in Dallas. You can look him up. Like, he was at one point one of the biggest stars in all of Dallas radio, and it came crumbling down.
Uh-oh.
Well, Grego had a deal with North Texas Nissan. And I remember the coolest thing I got to do was Grego would let me take his car up there for regular service. Because, again, it was the dealership's car.
Yeah.
But Grego was representing North Texas Nissan. And he had a fully decked out Nissan Murano. Full leather, the moon, everything else. And I thought, this
is big living here.
because I'm in a real beater of a Toyota. Now, I love that Toyota, but I was like, this is how Grego was.
Luxury.
So it only took me like 20 years before I could finally buy the same car that Grego had. And by no means is it some sort of high-end luxury vehicle. It's just, it's my nice car to go back and forth. It's very comfortable, and I'm happy with it.
And I like Nissan, man.
I mean, you've already said it. I could see you in certainly an Escalade, and they've got some higher-end versions of those. But if you wanted to have a sedan, something the girls could get in the back of, but you still go fast, a CTS-V, that V-Series.
That's the Cadillac.
Yeah.
But what if I'm not a sedan driver, though? I don't like them. I want a little bit. I want to ride a little higher.
So it's got to be an SUV then. It's got to be, right?
Like, is there something that is kind of that SUV, but with like a little extra something
like
to it?
One of those new Wagoneers.
Like, do I need to go like a Land Rover?
There's a
if you're talking to luxury,
Land Rover. The Cayennes actually do really well.
Okay,
the Cayennes do really well. Or if you wanted to do the Lambo, if you wanted the butterfly doors, the Urus.
All right, so there's a point in the show, and man, we are so into Stripper Thursday. I love it.
Jumped the shark already on the Lambo.
So there is a show on HBO, and I gave you my. Have you been watching HBO?
Yeah,
I gave you my login and password.
I did. Yeah.
Have you been watching Silicon Valley?
I've not yet started. It's coming. It's in the works.
So there's a character that is basically Mark Cuban. Like it's a.
Yes, you've shown me the clips of that before. Yeah.
Well, he makes a bad investment, and he shows up in his car, and he's complaining about his car and the investment. And he's doing this for YouTube. He goes, millionaire's car door goes like this. Billionaire's car doors go like this. And he's lifting them up in
like
the air.
Like the suicide doors.
Exactly. It's like when you're a billionaire, your doors go like this. When you're a millionaire, your doors go like this. So like, yes, everybody else has regular doors, but if you're a billionaire, then your doors come up like their wings.
Yes. God, they have those on the Lamborghinis. Some Porsches, some Teslas have those too.
Mm-hmm. Gullwing doors.
Is that what they're called? Not suicide doors?
Yeah, they were started on the old Gullwing Mercedes coupes back in the 50s.
Okay.
So those cars sell for
is
like
there a
over
difference
100
then
million.
in suicide doors than whatever you say Goldwing doors?
The Goldwings kind of hinge up like that.
Oh, so they lift up like the DeLorean.
Like, they literally look like wings.
Yeah, like the DeLorean in in Back to the Future.
Yeah, and then your
up.
butterfly doors hinge kind of not sideways, but they kind of
they just pop up.
Yeah,
pop straight up.
And then your suicide doors open like flappers, like they're looking to hug you.
Okay. See, I didn't realize all that. See, that's more than I.
Now we know more.
Now we know more. Donald Trump has taken a page out of the Brian Kemp playbook. And I'm thinking, if Scott Bessent is right, because Los, you brought up Bessent's statement about how he expects the beginning of next year to be trending really nicely in the right direction.
Q1, Q2, and we'll have some data on the GDP numbers on where things are headed. They're expecting a huge explosion here over basically the next 9 months.
If that happens, and then Donald Trump uses this page out of the Brian Kemp playbook, he's saying, you know what, these tariffs have been real good for us. I think I'm going to give a tariff refund check. So you got the economy stewing the way it's supposed to, and then all of a sudden, there's some mailbox money for you there. Look, I'm not even crazy about the idea. I want to pay down the debt with the tariff money, but I understand his strategy, and I know what he's doing, because you can't lower the debt if you're not in office. He's got to get reelected. He's got to keep the majorities that he has in the House and the Senate. So he's going to send out these checks.
We're going to be doing a dividend to the people, low and middle income, moderate income people, of at least $2,000. In addition to that, we'll be paying down debt very substantially. It's the kind of money we're taking in. And really, countries that took advantage of us are no longer taking advantage of us. Friends, some of our friends treated us far worse than our enemies on trade anyway, and we've got that all straightened out. And everybody's happy. They respect us again. You know, it's like one of those things. I think they like us better, and they actually respect us, and it works out much better for us, too.
You know, the only thing I heard there, hard-working Georgians, when Brian Kemp sent out those refund checks because we had a surplus in tax dollars, and he's going to drop this, Los, mid to late next year. Wonder what's happening mid to late. Let me think about this. The midterms. So economy's cooking, checks are arriving, people are voting.
Do you remember the anger when you had 2020 and you were receiving your stimulus check to stay at home?
Yes.
And the anger was over how the left was hating that this was money was given to you by the Trump administration.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, I hate this guy.
That's terrible.
It's like, we're going to need more drop boxes.
Yes.
So, yeah, this is a ploy. It's been
100% is.
This is what it is.
I recognize it, call it like I see it, and I'm okay with it because if you're not in office, you can't do what you've been tasked to do.
I'm with you. I want to do the responsible thing, which is let's pay down this debt.
Makes the most sense.
But there's also the other end of this. If we're talking about $2,000 and it's going to apply to a certain group of people, then maybe that is enough to secure your power in the midterms. And that, to me, is worth it in comparison.
Absolutely is.
When I'm looking at, for instance, the Saudis. The Saudis came over here and pledged, what was it? They went from
$600 billion to $1 trillion, I think.
To $1 trillion of this is what we are contributing. You have $600 billion that went to $1 trillion. If that's the case, you can afford to throw some chump change at us chumps.
Yeah, that's right. And you retain the House and the Senate, and you continue on the path of success that we're already seeing. It's already developing. You already have the good Q3 numbers, which we're going to get to
later this hour.
Yeah. And then you would have mailbox money for people that could really use it. I'm telling you, that is a recipe for success. And if you don't believe me, ask Brian Kemp. He'll tell you. And he don't even love Donald Trump. He'll say, yep, he's using my tactic. I mean, it's smart. When we continue on Extra 106.3, Scott Jennings keeps baiting the Democrats into these crazy statements about Trump and Epstein. Talk about that next. 8 o'clock hour is brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Your Atlanta Carrier expert, 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com.
Support the advertisers and partners that share your values. Give our extra advertisers the first shot to earn your business. They will deliver for you every time and support the extra community like no one else. Connect with all of our partners online at extra1063.com.
Ho, ho, holy cow. Family and friends are coming for the holidays, and you need some projects done around the house before they arrive. Relax. We've got you covered. Hi, I'm Chris Lalomia from the Trusted Toolbox. With our Handyman for a Day deal, we can knock out all those projects you've been putting off for months. From plumbing issues and painting to flooring, fencing, trim work, and much, much more. So get your home ready for the holidays and call us at 770-623-3097, or you can always book it online at thetrustedtoolbox.com.
Faith, family, freedom. These are the cornerstones of America and the foundation for a successful life. But today, all three are under attack. Crushing debt, out-of-control spending, and reckless policies in Washington are threatening your savings, your retirement, and your future. Hi, this is Glenn Beck. The only financial advisory firm I recommend in Atlanta is Nicholas Wealth Management. David Nicholas and his team believe protecting your money is about more than wealth. It's about defending your faith, your family, and your freedom. If your hard-earned retirement is left exposed to market chaos, higher taxes, or inflation, what happens to the life you've worked so hard to build? For over 20 years, David Nicholas has helped families right here in Atlanta fight back with retirement strategies built to better withstand uncertainty. Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 404-890-5606, or visit nicholaswealth.com. Aim to safeguard your future today.
Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm that uses a variety of different investment strategies.
Calling all contractors. This is Devin Stovall of Stovall & Company, and we're here for you. We're a third-generation, family-owned and operated company for 75 years and just opened our 11th location in Canton on 9500 Union Hill Road. We're proud to provide your wholesale irrigation, nursery, and landscape supply needs. How do you envision your dream outdoor space for you or your customers? We're here to fulfill them all. We all take pride in special requests and shipping right to your job site. Here at Stovall, we have it all. Check us out at StovallINC.com.
Don't just ride apart from the crowd, travel above it. The spacious, sumptuous 7-seat GLS SUV wraps thoughtful innovations in ruggedly elegant style and refined luxury. From its bold grille to its LED tail lamps. Get an exceptional offer on the 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLS 450 4MATIC SUV. Just $929 per month for 36 months with $87.33 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models during the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration, now through December 1st. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through December 1st, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Fox on Tech.
There will soon be no more Facebook for teenagers down under. Needing to comply with a new law in Australia banning teens from social media, Meta will start deleting accounts across Facebook, Instagram, and Threads come December. Email notifications are already being sent out to teen account holders in Australia. Starting December 4th, those accounts will be deactivated. Any new accounts created by anyone determined to be under 16 will be blocked, and by December 10th, no young teen or child in Oz will be on Meta platforms. Australian lawmakers say their teen social media ban is one of the most wide-reaching in the world, saying the online spaces are just not safe for younger teens and kids, and social networks violating the law could be fined tens of millions of dollars. Meta will allow teen account holders to get a notice for when they reach their 16th birthday so they can use the platforms again. With Fox on Tech, I'm Eben Brown, Fox News.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Thursday, November 20th. A massive explosion near Mercedes-Benz Stadium injured one person and displaced 40 others. Atlanta fire officials said the blast at Northside Plaza Apartments was likely due to a gas leak. The property owner said the leak was caused by someone breaking into the vacant building and attempting to steal copper. The sole victim was treated for burns and other injuries at Grady Memorial Hospital. A new system for professional licensing is in place with the Secretary of State's office. The Georgia Online Application and Licensing System, known as GOLS, replaces a 23-year-old paper system. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger said the goal is to streamline the licensing process, getting professionals to work sooner. And the Braves are set to play a special game next season in the Major League Baseball Little League Classic. The Braves will face the Milwaukee Brewers on Sunday, August 23rd in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Players from each team will attend Little League World Series games earlier in the day, and Little Leaguers and their families will be able to attend the big league game. Today's weather partly cloudy and warm with a high of 80 degrees. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
Here we are looking back at some of Los's masterpieces when he has smoked a turkey, and he showed me a picture from several years ago. Was it 2018? Is that what that was?
2018 was the double turkeys.
Just because you had so many people coming over, is that the reason you did that?
We were doing one for, I'm trying to remember how it was. I think we had one that we were taking to an event and one that we were taking to family.
The interesting thing that I saw, the takeaway that I had, is Los showed me this picture of the turkeys in the refrigerator. They were sitting in a brine. But it's what the brine was in that that made me smile. It looked like Home Depot buckets. It was big orange Home Depot buckets.
They're buckets.
Yeah. Was it Home Depot buckets?
No, just buckets.
Oh, just buckets. I thought they were actually Home Depot.
just buckets. You just get the regular 5-gallon bucket from anywhere.
Yeah.
And you just fill it with 3 gallons of water plus all your stuff.
Yeah.
Lock it down, put it in.
Dude, it would have been better if it would have been Home Depot buckets. Man, with the big Home Depot man on the side.
No.
Yeah. That's great.
Now, I've got a lot of friends over at Home Depot, but when it comes right down to it, I'm a Howard Brothers guy. So I get my buckets over at Howard Brothers.
Yeah, attaboy. Oh, yes, of course. What am I saying?
What are you saying?
Yeah, nothing. Clearly tripping all over myself. We've got, what was it? Who is it again?
Got Blair and Marietta.
Blair and Marietta. 404-741-1230. What's up, Blair?
Hey, guys. Just wanted to come piggybacking off your comment about the Saudis pledging $1 trillion to Trump.
Yep.
In his 10 months today in office, do we have a count as to how much he's secured from foreign lands, knowing that over the past couple of months he went to the Middle East, secured funds there, and then went to the Far East, was able to get
from
more.
Japan, right.
To me, I don't know of any other president, now granted I'm only 46, but I don't know of any other U.S. president that's been able to go out, make these trips, and secure these funds to come back to the United States. It's pretty incredible when you think about it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Blair. And I'd be curious about this too, because some of it is the promise of economic development. Like the Japanese have talked about, we want to put this much money in terms of facilities into the United States. So it's not, hey, they're going to do $100 million. It's, all right, here's what they believe this is going to cost. And of course, if you're saying we're spending $500 billion, well, that means you're going to have to hire American workers. You have to have American construction. You have to put $500 billion worth of money into our economy before you even open up your facility. So I'm curious as to how the structure of that works when they start pledging this amount of money as part of a partnership.
Yeah, I'm sure that Trump's got that nailed down. Something tells me he's got a plan for every single dollar.
This is just a quick one from Grok, but total $6.3 trillion in 10 months. $6 trillion from Saudi,
Yep.
1.2 from Qatar, $200 billion from UAE, $100 billion from Taiwan, $350 billion from South Korea.
If I'm not mistaken, Joe Biden only got $1 trillion in his entire 4 years of investment.
Is it not incredible what starts to happen when you promote peace throughout regions that help settle markets?
Yes, and the Saudis will likely, it seems, and I know this is part of the negotiation, they're going to embrace the Abraham Accords too,
Yes.
which would be gigantic. That would be earth-moving for that possibility of peace.
Because when you put people in the South China Sea, when you put our Navy out there as just a little reminder to the Chinese, hey, we're here too, you then see Asian markets. They're like, hey, thank you. And let's pledge money coming your way.
Yeah.
It's like that is the peace through strength. That is the stabilization of the world. Again, Donald Trump is a businessman. He's about creating markets that are good for business. War is not good for business in terms of everybody.
Yeah,
it's great for the military-industrial complex.
Yeah.
It's great for weapons manufacturers.
Lady
and
Graham's out there hitting.
Lady Graham's like, what can we buy him today? I want to buy him something.
He's like, I just hit a bomb on the golf course. Now I want to see one drop.
Can we see if we can put some people in harm's way today?
That's right. Hopefully your children.
But instead, if you're trying to, sell cars or goods and services, it's better if we have peace.
Yes. And I think that is a huge part of this. Donald Trump is leveraging the economy of the United States for peace, for good. And, the Democrats aren't going to like it. They're going to cry and complain. Now, when there's peace in the Middle East, they won't give him any credit. But we're trending in the right direction, man. We're closer than we ever have been. And if they could wind down that silly war in Ukraine, if they could figure that one out so we could put our full focus on our actual enemies, the biggest enemy, the biggest problem we have in the world, the Chinese, man, that would put a smile on my face like the Black Hole Sun video.
The Chinese have largely been isolated. That's why they're negotiating. It's about what can we get, because we can come to terms all day with the Russians at this point. You know what they want. You know the land that they want.
Oh, and that's part of the negotiation now. Trump has already said, y'all know you're going to have to give up the big part of this Donbass region that they've already taken over. Y'all ain't getting that back.
You ain't getting it back. It's a matter of what will the Ukrainians accept for peace. And whether or not the Ukrainian people start to turn on Zelensky as the guy who wants to keep this war going because of profiteering.
Which has already started to happen.
Which has already started to happen.
They lifted some sort of moratorium, and please excuse my ignorance on the proper language on it. But for a while, young men couldn't leave the country. They weren't able to leave the country because that was going over like a lead balloon. And there is that pushback of the Ukrainian people. They've lifted that, and now they're trying to figure out what they're going to do because all the young men are leaving and going to Eastern Europe.
I wonder if we'll ever be able to see this as a movie, if somebody's ever going to write a book about this. The amount of conscription of people that were taken off the streets and told you're going to go fight.
Dude, we've seen videos. I mean, the videos, van pull up,
young men, you're thrown in. This is what you're going to go do. At some point, we're going to have like documentaries, movies of the amount of young men that don't exist in Ukraine anymore because they were put into the meat blender. Just that meat grinder of, all right, going to be another several thousand dead this week.
And you know what the Russians aren't dealing with? That. They're not dealing with that because they've got so many. I mean, look at the size of Russia compared to...
You'll run out of bullets before they run out of Russians. It's an old adage, and it's true.
And you have Kim Jong-un sending 10,000 troops over to help. You have the Chinese sending troops over there to help. Now, the Chinese have been much more quiet about it than the North Koreans, but it's still happening.
One of the pluses that we do have because of those troops and their movement into this region, you were going to have the Russian army largely age out from one of these operations. They've lost so many young men that I don't believe they'll be able to threaten any part of the world, any region, for the better part of probably 25 years. Like once this is over with, Russians won't be aggressive anywhere because they won't be able to. They won't be young enough. The Chinese have the same problem. The numbers don't make sense for a community and a government that tells you they have 1 billion people. It's not possible. They've had a birth rate of 1 to 0.8% for the better part of about 30 years. They don't have enough people either.
Yeah.
So, like, this is their big shot at things. And if they don't get Taiwan in the next several years, and the way it's looking, they won't be able to.
That doesn't look like it.
Then it's something they're just going to have to let go. And that's going to be, hopefully, because Donald Trump and being in that South China Sea and basically saying, you can try it, but you ain't going to like how this plays.
And here's another thing that's happening. President Xi is disappearing a bunch of his generals. You read about this. This is pretty much international news everywhere. He's disappearing some of his generals. What do communists do? They get afraid. They get paranoid. And
they start thinking everybody's out to get them.
That's what's happening because the economy right now is so shaky in China.
Yes.
That people are noticing. Some of the military members are like, I don't know if this is going to work. Whether they're really wanting to overthrow him, kick him out, it doesn't matter if it's real. That's what he's perceived, and that's why people are disappearing. And he knows with his economy being shaken or shaky, if he don't do something quick, those people will rise up against him.
Isn't it fun that history will always show you? The communist leader will always get to a certain point, and those that aided him, those are the first people that they kill because when they get paranoid, like, you got to go. I mean, you can go and look at what happened in North Korea.
You might be the one that's coming for me.
Where the Kim family, once it got passed on to grandson, the first two people that he killed were half-brother and uncle.
That's exactly y'all got to go.
Like, y'all are a threat to my power. I'm 28 years old. I'm running this thing. Unc, you're dead. Half-brother, somebody's going to assassinate you.
Pour me a glass of vodka because that dude's a drunk. We know that about him. And that probably doesn't help his paranoia because I bet there's drugs involved in there. I bet that increases the paranoia.
The paranoia?
Just like a volcano exploding. Goodness, what a mess. Anyway, Scott Jennings on CNN. He's the only reason to ever tune into CNN, and you can usually see that in clips on X. But he's been baiting them, Los. He's been baiting them into the trap.
He's like, come on in. The water's warm.
It's nice.
And then here's your Democrat opponent that steps right in it with you. And now the fight begins. And fortunately, we're in that place right now. We're on the right side of all this information.
Thank goodness.
Overwhelmingly. At some point, that'll turn. But until it does, Scott Jennings, this is easy for him to do this stuff.
Scott, you keep saying, well, he didn't do anything. There's no indication of criminality. If that's true, he should be elated that we're putting these things out.
It's not if that's true. It is true. Can you name any evidence?
I would like to see the evidence. What I'm saying is...
You think after 10 years of public life, you wouldn't know it already?
No, I don't.
No,
that's exactly the point.
Oh, my goodness. This is an IQ test. Don't fail it. Come on, man. 10 years Donald Trump has been in public life.
That's embarrassing.
Scott, it is an IQ test. I mean, for 10 years... we haven't heard any names. So you really think that no one's involved?
No, obviously. Larry Summers was involved. Stacey Plaskett was involved. There's all kinds of people involved with Jeffrey Epstein.
If someone was...
Just real quick, I just want to bring it back to something that just happened. I feel like I just heard Scott call into question this black man's intelligence with the IQ test.
That's true.
I feel like I heard that. And so I just want to say something. This is what it sounded like.
You want to make it racial? Go ahead, but it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I think that...
By the way, we know each other. We're friends. I know this man. He's a smart guy, and we're having a debate. We're having a debate. Don't make it into so. We don't even know each other, but we do.
This actually relates back to the topic that we're having, Scott. There is you're sitting here with so much confidence without seeing all of the documents that Donald Trump is innocent. There is a presumption of guilt that a black man walks around the United States with. That I have been watching Donald Trump navigate this situation with the presumption of innocence that is never afforded to us, right? This is the same guy that is trailing 29 rape allegations. And we have videos of him saying things like, grab him by the you-know-what. Just the very fact that he's connected to the country's most egregious pedophile, enough. That fact alone is enough for us to ask questions about it. It's a disqualifying factor for leadership. So I just don't know why you're so fervent right now, saying that I know for a fact he has nothing. Can we see the files and make that decision? Scott?
Look, here's what I think. It's been going on for 10 years. If there was a shred of anything to know about Donald Trump, we would already know it. What do we know? We know. I'm answering your question.
Evidence is not the evidence of absence.
We know that Donald Trump knew Jeffrey Epstein, and we know that he excommunicated him from Mar-a-Lago and his life. We also know that after Epstein was convicted, that powerful Democrats continued to stay in touch with Jeffrey Epstein. This is not a story about Trump. It is a story about powerful men. Many of them are in the Democratic Party. We're going to find that out. You can't wash away the politics.
We got to hit pause on this.
All right, so you notice how what occurs.
Yeah. I'm losing the argument.
When I tell you this is an IQ test, which I would tell anybody, I'd say, let me get this straight. So a guy that you look to have 34 convictions against in New York, that you tried to go ahead and got a mugshot of him in Atlanta, you tried to put different cases together, including raiding his home, but you stopped just short at, well, we've got all these files.
That's too far. That's
too much.
Let's save these for later.
That's an IQ test. That's what he's talking about. And of course, it had to take the black analyst to turn it into, well, you've turned it into this, and when I walk around this country, I'm presumed guilty. All right, take your tired ass argument, go out the door with it, because this is still really about powerful people. That's what it comes down to.
Exactly. And that's
powerful
what Tim
people.
Burchett said this morning or yesterday evening.
And what it would always have come back to is if they had it on Trump, they would have already used it.
Of course they would. Of course.
That's the IQ test.
Why would they hold back on that? Why would that be the one thing that they held back on?
That's the one we can't.
That's a bridge too far.
We might burn some Democrats we don't care about. By the way, he was dead for nearly 3 years that the Democrats had the power to share any of this stuff.
And
why didn't they do it?
And didn't.
It's an IQ test. Do you want to be dumb? Sometimes dumb's a choice.
Oftentimes.
Like you can choose to be ignorant about a topic. You can choose to be ignorant about a topic. You can choose to be dumb about stuff.
And
I'm going to choose no.
It happens all the time. People choose to be dumb about all kinds of things. Silly. 8 o'clock hour brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert, 770 get heat, centralheat.com. The economy is moving in a very positive direction. More on that next on Extra.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan, and driven to Extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, November 20th. The Atlanta Braves have their closer for 2026, and it is a familiar face as Raisel Iglesias has re-signed with the team despite interest from around the league. He gets a one-year deal worth $16 million. The Braves also acquired former Gold Glove infielder Mauricio Dubon from the Houston Astros in exchange for shortstop Nick Allen. The Atlanta Hawks, they're in San Antonio tonight to play an injured Spurs team. No Victor Wembanyama or Steph Castle, the past two rookies of the year. The Hawks, they'll be without Trae Young. Tip-off is set for 8 o'clock. And Thursday Night Football opens up Week 12 in the league as the Houston Texans host the Buffalo Bills. That game kicks off tonight at 8:15. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers with my dad, Mike, who doesn't know that I did something crazy.
Oh, no. What now?
I took some of my favorite pieces of jewelry, I packed them up ready to go in D. Geller & Son blue boxes, and I tagged them at 60% off.
Did what?
I'm calling it Blue Box Friday. Skip the mall stampede, come get one-of-a-kind jewelry for 60% off.
Well, if we're doing it, let's go all in. Run it all weekend.
Next weekend, November 28th through 30th in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Get a great deal on a new Subaru and give back. It's really that easy. For every new Subaru bought or leased during the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru of Gwinnett will make a donation to national and local charities that our owners care about. The Subaru Share the Love event has supported more than 2,700 hometown charities. And by the end of our 18th year, Subaru and retailers like Subaru of Gwinnett will have donated more than $350 million to charity. It's the reason why we say Subaru of Gwinnett is more than a car dealer. We always go the extra mile for our community. And during the 2025 Subaru Share the Love event, you get a great vehicle and support a great cause. With every new Subaru purchased or leased, Subaru will donate $250 to your choice of charities. Additionally, for every Subaru vehicle routine visit during the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru of Gwinnett will donate $5 to our hometown charity. But it's only happening now through January 2nd, so hurry in to Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, and online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage. We do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Donald Trump's America.
Saudi Arabia was named a major non-NATO ally of the United States during a 2-day visit by the country's crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman, who also signed a major defense partnership pact with President Trump.
That happens seldom, very seldom, if at all. So I just want to congratulate you on that. That's a sign of trust.
The president is signing off on the sale of new generation F-35 jets for Saudi Arabia.
The partnership between our two nations is among the most consequential in the entire world, and together the Crown Prince and I are making an alliance stronger and more powerful than it's ever been before.
Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince is pledging at least $1 trillion worth of investments in the U.S., and the two nations are partnering to build a nuclear power infrastructure in Saudi Arabia. Long term, President Trump is pushing for Saudi Arabia to join the Abraham Accords, formalizing ties with Israel. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Need a break from all the political talk? Tune into Holy Crap It's Sports with Pete Davis every weekday at 5:20 on The Kimmer Show. It's your daily dose of what's hot in the sports world, from the field to the locker room, with Pete's unfiltered opinion and a side of laughs. It's smart, it's funny, it's sports with edge. Holy Crap It's Sports. Catch it at 5:15 only on The Kimmer Show on Extra 106.3.
Los in here laying it down. Salary cap, trying to make a knucklehead like me understand it, and I follow slightly. I kind of follow a little bit. I'd need a good class or two, a Los on salary cap class.
It's just accounting,
and but I'm not an accountant, so
I'm sorry. I tried to make it.
I know, and you did great. You
simple.
did great, it still is going to take more classes.
All I will say is this: simple way of looking at it, because I keep getting the question. Kirk Cousins with the Falcons.
Which is where this conversation came in. Brian Finneran, 12-year NFL veteran with the Atlanta Falcons, comes in to the studio. He's like, I know y'all talk politics. Can I ask a question about the salary cap?
And he asked me about the possibility of Kirk Cousins and what the number is. And I explained to him, Kirk Cousins won't be on the roster next year. The reason why is he's going to cost $57.5 million. So you're like, that's a lot for a backup quarterback.
That's a grip.
That's a lot for a starting quarterback who's not amongst the top 10, 15 players in the league. What happens, though, is that when they cut him, they will save $22.5 million. But he still counts $35 million against the cap. That's called dead cap. That's your dead money. So, yes, he won't cost $57.5. He's going to cost $35. So you'll save some money, but you're still going to have to account for $35 million unless you cut him after June 1, you split it in half, and so he counts $17 million this year, $18 million next year. So there's almost no possibility he's going to be on the roster.
Yeah, but the math don't work.
But it's strictly accounting. It's what has he already been paid in terms of guaranteed money, and that gets spread out over the life of the contract. Once you cut the player, it all hits your cap at once.
Shoo.
That's the NFL accounting, how it works. Why players always want guaranteed money, because it protects them from being cut.
And now the Falcons got to go out and find a quarterback, or at least a backup quarterback.
We'll see. I mean, your quarterback in Michael Penix Jr. is going to have knee reconstructive surgery. Looks like it's 9 to 12 months. Even at 9 months, if we just hit that point, we're already into August. It's already training camp. And that's if he got back quickly. So it might be into the start of next season. So, yeah.
Barring any setbacks, you're going to have to find somebody.
Yeah.
And you said there's a bunch of people out there that I keep seeing a bunch of Florida Gator names pop up. Did you see this? There's just they're like all these horrible players from Florida are ending up in it.
You know who's going to be out there that would be available, probably on a 1-year deal, rebuild his value, and be fun to watch, but it'll also make you crazy. It's Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray with the Cardinals is going to be available this offseason.
Yeah. Goodness gracious. Bring him down.
That's another guy where they're just like, we're tired of it, and we're a better offense with Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And the Falcons aren't good, so it seems like it would be a perfect fit. Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra and Extra 106.3. Since we're talking about numbers and accounting and all those sort of things, those Q3 numbers don't look all that bad, Los.
Yeah, I love it when we get a chance to add it up with this. So, consistently, the Atlanta Fed will give a prognostication as to what they believe the GDP is going to be. And when we were in Q2, they had the number, hey, it looks like we're going to 3.8. And we got very excited. We're like, oh, I was like, if we're getting to 3.8, we're looking to go into hopefully the 4s and 5s. And part of what has gone on in the rebuilding of this economy, which the fundamentals are back. All right, we've gutted the house. The foundation is solid. We're no longer basically growing government jobs by the millions and then claiming, look how we grew the economy. That's not what's going on any longer. The time that we start manufacturing stuff in this country again is when we're strong. Those fundamentals are getting back. But we have not yet seen the drop as far as negative inflation. Inflation's cooled. We're in a good place there. The GDP growth looks like it's going to explode. But in order to get to negative inflation and to get to a better place, we have to keep seeing the GDP go up so that we can basically grow ourselves out of this debt. Well, here's the plus side. Atlanta Fed has Q3, their estimate, at now looking at 4.2. We're getting into the 4s. Okay? This is really good because when you look at basically the Biden years, we were basically hovering along at 2.9 all the time. We had one spike that, in my opinion, ended up being a little silly because it ended up being just government jobs, basically.
Right, absolutely.
It was like, oh, look, we hit 4.7.
And then they revised it back down.
And it went right back down. It's like, that's all we saw. So what we've now seen is Q1. Q1 was technically negative. This is what you were doing. You were gutting the government when this group first came in. Doge and everything else. You gutted the government. You then shot up to 3.8. You get the big, beautiful bill with the idea of trying to get to the 4s and 5s. 4.2.
You've already gotten there.
That's where we're going to be. We're supposed to be at 4.2 with the idea of can we get to 5% GDP? Because if we're humming like that, man, we're in a good place. Everybody's in a good place.
10 months.
And Peg, you'll have to be kicking and screaming.
10 months.
10 months.
It only took 10 months. It's a choice, Los. It is a choice. These decisions that these administrations make are choices. The Biden administration knew that they wanted to grow the government. They knew that they wanted to grow the government jobs. That's all they care about. Government dependency. How do you create it? Create a stagnant economy for everyday Americans that will end up having to rely on the government for more and more and more. It's a choice. 10 months to reverse that choice, and we're already trending in the right direction. And you had Scott Bessent yesterday or the day before when he was talking about how next year, Q1, Q2, you should see incredible progress. All of this has been a choice. You chose Donald Trump. Now you're seeing the fruits of your labor.
Donald Trump is a large result of a stagnant economy that came out of the housing crisis, along with global wars. That's the reason why you ended up with a Donald Trump the way that you did in January of 2017. America was tired of stagnation, of being told, here's what your GDP is, there's no growth. Because you look at the Obama years, especially the end, 1.6, 0.7, 2.3, ooh, big jump, 1.3, 2.2, 2%, 2.3. It took until Donald Trump got into office and started remaking what was going on. Q4 2017, because remember, 2017, 2018 were the big years. 2019 was really hammering. 2020, you then end up having the problem of, all right, here's COVID. He was a 4.6 in 2017. All right, like they know how to do this. They know how to get this growth in the GDP.
And look at the now that we know it was Obama and people like him running the Biden administration, it should be no surprise when you read off those Obama numbers and then you compare them to the Biden years that they're identical because it's the same people making the same choices, the same people making the same decisions.
Look at the stagnation that you get as you really get into 2022, 2023, 2024. That, like, you came out of the Trump years and you still had solid GDP. It wasn't until the real effect of the Biden administration and the Barack Obama politics kicks in, and once again, you go right back to we're a 2% growth country. It's not enough.
It's not.
It's not enough.
But 4.2 looks pretty nice.
4.2.
That's a nice trend.
On the way up to 5.
That's
if we can get there, things will be humming. It'll be good. And again,
and I fully expect it, dude.
The Aunt Pegs of the world and the crazy other people, it's like, listen, we're going to drag you along kicking and screaming.
We're going to pull you across the finish line.
Pull you across
even if we have to throw you on our shoulders.
Even if you don't want it, this is what we're doing.
And they don't. And they don't. They don't. They're still complaining about him being the dictator on day one. They're still complaining about him breaking the laws, yet can't tell you a single law that's been broken. They're busy soliciting the military and the intel community to turn on Donald Trump for what? Don't have any idea. Don't have any good examples to cite for those people that would be in trouble. You'd just be sitting back on the sidelines laughing as they took the fall for you. Fools, all of them. Guess what ain't free? Nothing. The grifter Mamdani's still asking folks for money. I thought everything is free. What you asking for money for, fool? Next on Extra.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Well, here's an interesting fact for you this fine day. The hurricane season is now over, and the 2025 hurricane season was the first in 10 years during which not one hurricane touched the United States. Remember, please, that at the beginning of the hurricane season, NOAA, those are the hurricane people, said there would be 13 to 19 named storms, 6 to 10 would become hurricanes, 3 to 5 would reach the United States. So much for that prediction. How about another one? Rising sea levels. I dare say that most of you are convinced that sea levels are rising around the world. Where do the so-called experts get that data? They get it from models, not from actual measurements, from models. But what happens if you do take measurements? Well, then you find out the sea level is not rising. How unfortunate for Greta. Now, can we talk plastic bags? Everybody knows that plastic bags are terrible for the environment. Many American jurisdictions in foreign countries are placing big-time bans on the use of plastic bags. Use paper bags instead. Denmark seems to be making sense. Their Ministry of Environment and Food says a paper bag would need to be used 43 times to match the environmental impact of one single plastic bag. Maybe you ought to use one of those cloth bags they hand out at Publix or Kroger. Consider this. One cotton bag would have to be reused 136 not times, years of weekly trips to the store to be as environmental friendly as one plastic bag. Research, my friends, not computer models. Research will reveal a lot of the truth about these eco-environmental radicals. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hi, it's Los, here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
You know, Los, we found a better way for customers to buy a car. An honest way, a very transparent way. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee.
How do you prove that?
We even prove it to you by giving you a copy of the bill of sale at the end of the deal.
How much can people save when they buy their next vehicle with the honest car guy?
I've saved people upwards of $20,000 and $30,000. I mean, it really depends on the year, the make, the model of the car, and the price of the car. You know, on a $15,000 car, I can't save you $20,000. We can probably save you $2,000 or $3,000. But it's through the course of the whole sale. The big one here that people don't realize, the financing. You go into the dealership, they tell you your rate's 9%, or really it's probably 7% because they're allowed to make 2 points on there. The honest car guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, try the honest car guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or honestcarguy.com.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. The 9 a.m. hour is presented by Southern Exteriors. Quality and precision you can rely on.
This is a Fox News alert. A surge in hiring. I'm Dave Anthony. We just got that in a jobs report long delayed by the government shutdown and much better than expected for September.
Coming in at 119
119,000. The estimate was 50,000.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Cassoni.
The unemployment rate 4.4%. The estimate was 4.3.
We won't get an unemployment rate for October, though. That data wasn't collected during the shutdown, but hiring was. So the jobs numbers then will be added to the ones created this month and released in a report in the middle of December. One other related story, Verizon is going to cut a lot of jobs, planning to lay off 13,000 plus workers. Back to the shutdown. A Fox News poll has President Trump's approval rating falling to 41%, while more than 6 in 10 disapprove of Republicans and Democrats in Congress, and more than half those surveyed are worried about the economy and inflation. President Trump has signed the Epstein Files resolution,
accusing Democrats of sitting on these files for years. This is what he posted on Truth Social. Do not forget the Biden administration did not turn over a single file or page related to Democrat Epstein, nor did they ever even speak about him. Democrats have used the Epstein issue, which affects them far more than the Republican Party, in order to try to distract from our amazing victories.
Fox's Doug Luzader. The resolution compels the Justice Department to release files from the Epstein underage girls' sex trafficking scheme, though some documents might be held back as the investigation continues. Here's Attorney General Pam Bondi.
There's new information, additional information, and again, we will continue to follow the law, to investigate any leads. If there are any victims, we encourage all victims to come forward.
Washington National Cathedral will fill up soon for a funeral this morning for former Vice President Dick Cheney, who died earlier this month at age 84. Former President George W. Bush will speak, paying tribute to his VP. Former President Biden will also attend, along with 4 ex-vice presidents. President Trump will not go. America's listening to Fox News.
Julia owed the IRS thousands.
I was paralyzed with fear.
Then
I heard a commercial for Optima Tax Relief.
Optima Tax Relief is the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and experts in the Fresh Start Initiative.
Optima Tax Relief settled my IRS tax bill.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
It was amazing.
Call 800-926-0155. 800-926-0155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Visit OptimaTaxRelief.com for details.
So Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $29.95 a month for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This top-tier plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you'll save over 50% every month for the rest of your life. You might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer expires 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
You're right, and so are we. Welcome to Extra 1063.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Extra on Extra 1063. I feel like, man, we've talked about so many things this morning, exotic cars and great economies, and I glance up at MS Now, or PMS Now, formerly MSNBC. Poll Trump underwater on the economy. We just laid it out for you. Even if their poll, I mean, look, I don't know that I trust any of the polls that PMS Now would do.
Show me the internals.
Yeah, let's see who you spoke to. Let's just really quickly show me who you spoke to. But
okay, this is actually going to work out well. Who is more responsible for the current economic conditions? Fox News poll has Donald Trump at 62%, Joe Biden at 32%.
Mm-hmm.
Watch what happens when it turns.
Yes, that's right.
And it's already moving.
Yeah.
Again, we've talked about prices.
That's right. Absolutely, which everybody wants to see affordability. Of course, we all do. Who doesn't?
The factor that's going to happen is you're going to have to see negative inflation kick in. Because, yes, all the economic indicators, we're in a transitionary period.
That's exactly right. And I'm surprised at how good it's going. I mean, I shouldn't be. I mean, Donald Trump put the right people in charge. I believe in Scott Bessent. I believe he's making good decisions.
We just had our smallest trade deficit we've had in forever. That was this month. We're going to get to 4.2% GDP. And all these look great. All these look wonderful. Until you have the cost of beef hitting something where people are happy, this is what it's going to be.
Which is going to be a challenge because we have the smallest cattle herds that we've had in American history.
Right. Now, I don't get caught up in this because you know how I eat.
Yeah, you're vegan.
Like, if you told me, like, the cost of rice went up, I'd be like, dang it!
This sucks! So would I, because I love beef, but I love rice, too.
If you're like, potatoes are at an all-time high, I'd be like, no!
This is terrible. Tofu.
No, what am I going to do without potatoes?
Tofu's off the charts.
Tofu is $10 a pound. Huh? Dang it! But that's what you're going to have to see. That's what's going to happen. Right. And Donald Trump
He knows it.
According to that polling, will get all the credit for it.
He has to, right?
He will.
He has to.
At a 62% clip, he'll get all the credit for it. But that's now that focus. Now, I do believe we'll see next month when you go after healthcare, he's going to get a bump out of that one too.
Well, let's hope that's the case, because the Democrats, they're going to try to shoot holes in every bit of this, and it's going to, I'm afraid, and I could be completely wrong. When people who believe that the free market should work are not going to be satisfied. A lot of them are not going to be satisfied with Trump Care, which is still going to have some sort of government involvement instead of it being a 100% free market system. So that's the only fear out there, and the Democrats are going to use that against them.
All right, I would like for you to put on your, I'm a construction guy, I work for a company, and my health care is pricey.
Yep.
All right, you don't really follow politics. Not a lot. I mean, you're kind of aware,
but not,
you see a headline,
not every day.
Right? Yeah. Okay, so you got that hat on? Mm-hmm. All right, now, you either are going to say nay or huzzah. All right?
Okay.
You walk through QT in the morning, grabbing your coffee. You glance over at one of the local newspapers, local stories, and it says, Donald Trump looks to fix the price of health care.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
This is great news.
Donald Trump attacking the health care insurance agencies.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Right, but that's if you walk into that gas station and the newspaper says that, because the newspaper is going to present it that way.
You're listening to the radio.
Now there, okay. Well,
Huzzah!
Depends on which station. If you down the dial, you ain't getting that.
The regular, they're not concerned about the guts of it. You and I are, because this is our business. We're concerned about the guts of it.
Yeah, you make a good point.
All general America, Norma, all the general normies out there, general normies, that's kind of sounded funny. All the regular normas and normies out there.
Regular folks, normal folks.
All they want to know is, are you trying to fix it?
Yeah. They do. No, that's right.
And that's it. And how you do it really doesn't matter.
I don't care how you make the sausage.
That's for somebody else.
Just give me the sausage.
Yeah, it's like, this tastes good.
Yeah.
Or is it bad? That's it. They only care about what comes out the other end. So that, in part, is why you're seeing like the tariff dividend. Mm-hmm. That's why you're going to see this push to a healthcare system that you and I are like pretty skeptical about. But it's about what comes out the other end. You and I both know that, hey, it looks like dog S. But man, it's kind of a tasty burger. Is it better than whatever the other burger was? Yeah. Is it high end? No. But it's better.
But everybody's eating gas station food.
Yeah.
Going back to your example.
That's what huzzah!
That's right. Morning Xtra and Xtra 106.3. A guy that has been elected up in New York City said everything's going to be free. Those young kids all went out there and voted for him. Man, this is going to be great. When everything's free and they freeze rent prices, my rent ain't going up. It's going to be wonderful. And then what does that newly elected mayor ask for? Out of the gate, what's the first thing he asked for? Money.
It's been 2 weeks since we won the election. We've been pretty busy.
Projects the Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani.
Too often, this is a time of just celebration as opposed to preparation. We want to make it both. A lot of these things are new, but one of them is pretty old. Fundraising. But why are we fundraising? Well, we have less than 50 days until we take office, and we have a lot to do. We have to vet the 50,000 resumes we've received. Thank you. We have to keep paying our incredible team. Thank you. And we have to plan not just our inauguration, but our policy implementation. Now, unlike the campaign, transitions do not get public matching funds from the city. So that 8-to-1 match, gone. It's up to us to raise the money. Usually campaigns take that as an opportunity to rely on wealthy donors, but that's not us. You've already been incredible. We've raised more than $1 million in just 2 weeks. Our average donation is around $77, and more than 12,000 of you have donated so far, which is much lower than the last administration's transition. But we're still asking for your help because we need to raise $4 million in total, so January 1st can be the day we start to deliver, not start to prepare.
Dude.
I hope very soon not to have to ask.
This guy, man.
So here's the failure, and this is what goes on.
Out of the gates failure.
Here is the failure to understand how this works. When you run an entire campaign on I'm taking from these people and giving to these people, all right? And this is what the communist does. I'm going to even the score for you. You're a victim. if you just give me that vote, I will take away from the people that have too much and I will give it to you.
That way everybody's equal.
And what happens, because you have a community that voted for him overwhelmingly that were not from America. They are largely tribal, and they look for retribution within their vote. I give you the vote, you give me stuff. You can't then get the money from them. They're looking for free stuff. It's almost like I asked for the freeloader vote, and now I want your money. The freeloader's like,
wait,
well, hold on a second. Why? You said you were going to take it from people that have money.
And why is it your team working for free?
And why, and this is the other fun part, when he says, well, that's a lot less than the previous administration got. Yeah, because they didn't run on everything's free.
Yeah, that's right. And why is he taking a salary? I mean, so there's a couple.
He was just a man of the people.
That's what I thought too.
He eats food with his hands.
I saw Los do it this morning. He said, "I'm mom donnying it."
I said, "I'm mom donnying it," and then when I had the rest of my burrito, I said, "I'm going to Kamala Harris the rest of it."
Yeah, and we're not going to explain what that.
Ask Willie Brown.
Yeah, he'll tell you.
Ask Willie Brown how she got to where she got to, allegedly.
Why is he taking a salary? He comes from wealth. Why is he taking a salary? Why wouldn't he just give that to the people? Why wouldn't he pay for the transition with the money that he's going to be getting for his salary? And then the wealthy donors. Wasn't it George Soros that backed a bunch of his campaign?
Where's the money, Lebowski?
Seems like a wealthy donor if I've ever seen one. He's controlled every politician on the left for as long as I can remember.
Where's the money?
It's so easy to pick that BS apart.
Yes, it is.
It is so simple.
I ran a campaign on all the free stuff I'm going to give you, but now I need your money.
I need you to give me the money so we can make the transition easy then to go after the other stuff that I plan to give you back.
It'll never happen.
Ever!
This is a child's game.
Of course it is.
That's why every other serious politician in that area is like, really? Like, this is what we've fallen to? We elected a child.
Yes.
We elected somebody who's never held a real full-time job.
But he's got a crest smile.
It's great. Ding! It's awesome.
That's all it is.
Dentine wonderful with a smile.
That's all he is. That's exactly what he is. A person that despises America according to his own mother.
Think if you gave him, and again, this is a reduction, I get it, and this is not for everybody, but if you ever said, here, listen, here's a checkbook, I need you to balance this thing.
There ain't a chance he's going to know how to balance a checkbook.
I mean, I know people who can't write checks.
Yeah.
They're like, what is this thing?
Donald Trump did say he's going to meet with him on the 21st. To sit down and navigate this thing. I hope Donald Trump chews him up and spits him out and says, son, pats him on the head, son, this is not the way this is going to work.
I think he's going to treat him like a child.
As he should.
Like, I think he'll give him Donald Trump has done this stuff that's very subtle. Like, there's the famous picture of him meeting with all the other people in the EU, and they're all mad at him, and he's just giving them a look back of like, tough, this is our stance. There's always that famous picture. There is the famous moment, and now we've seen the difference in this. Remember how you're not supposed to touch the Saudi prince unless they're expecting it as a hand? He walks by and just kind of taps him like, "Hey, how you doing, brother?"
On the shoulder as he's walking by.
He kind of looks at him. It's like, yeah, I don't play that game with you.
Yeah,
that's cool. Hey, just want to say hey.
Yeah, that's what y'all do. That's fine. I'm not opposed to y'all doing that.
Right.
I just don't do that.
But I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah, little tap on. I love it.
I love it. He's going to do this same stuff to Mom Donnie. It's going to be very clear that I'm going to treat you like a small child
or a puppy. Just a little.
Yes, like a sweet puppy.
Pat on the head.
I understand you have big plans for New York. No one's going to go along with this, right?
You realize nothing you're saying or do. And now look, I don't expect Mom Donnie to back off of what he's trying to accomplish. He's just going to blame it on somebody else when he can't accomplish it. That's going to be what his 4 years as mayor looks like. They won't let me. I'm trying. They won't let me.
You need to give me more power so that I can accomplish.
Now, another thing I do expect is that he will cause headaches for a lot of people. It's going to be headache after another. Small fires, maybe some bigger fires. He's going to cause disruption. He's going to cause problem. There is no doubt about it. But I believe most of it is just going to be blaming somebody else because he couldn't get any of the things he promised done.
Part of the idea of a separation of powers, even at the state level, is that, you want to do something as mayor of New York. Yeah, the rest of upstate won't allow it.
Albany ain't hearing it.
That's the check on your aggression. That's the check on what you want. Will you be able to influence, for instance, policing? Yeah. you'll probably be able, as the mayor, to decide what to emphasize and what not to.
In New York City, of course you will.
That's going to be ridiculous when that starts causing a lot of problems in
We
that
saw
community.
what happened in Minneapolis. They did the same thing. The city burned down. That's what you got.
When decided police weren't important, need you to do this, city burned down.
It's the truth.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah,
I was there the
you
year
got
after.
to see it,
I was
yeah.
like, whoa, okay, this is messed up.
I never been out there.
In fact, it was embarrassing to the regular people of that community who felt like they had their community taken over by a bunch of crazy leftist loons, and they had. And then we're going to turn the page.
Yeah.
Turn the page.
Yeah.
That woman.
Tim Walz's wife.
She's crazy, man.
Dude,
she's got the crazy
craziest
look.
eyes.
Yeah.
It's like, what was it, Toy Story? I pecked your crazy eyes.
I packed your crazy eyes. Yeah, she brought hers every day.
She does not let that go.
So when that happens in New York, we'll always be able to do the same thing. All right, what he was allowed to do based on their laws. Was he able to change the whole state, change the direction, change it? No, not at all. Because the rest of the state depends on that money for New York.
And Donald Trump has already scared him S-less.
It's like, if you want to play that game, well,
I'm not sending it. I'm holding
we
back.
won't send you money.
All the federal money. I'll hold it all back. So, yes.
And when Tom Homan starts operating ICE more aggressively in New York, stand down, Mamdani.
I do expect problems there, though.
Yeah, I do too.
Not out of Mamdani, because he's not having control over it, but his attack dogs, his crazy leftist street commie people, they're going to cause problems there.
We played the audio. I think it's easy to forget about this stuff. This was a month or so before the election. It's probably a month or 6 weeks. And he had, as part of his council, these were people that were so out of their gorge wacko in terms of talking about how New York was going to be the haven for the United States for the trans community, that we will give you free surgeries there.
Yeah, from anywhere. You don't have to be from here. Anywhere you come from.
Anywhere you come from, you come to New York, we'll pay for your surgery
free.
To get your wing cut off or to get rid of them breasts. You're like, y'all are nuts.
Yeah, they are.
Y'all are 100% totally nuts that you're suddenly some haven to do some diabolical Frankenstein type of surgery?
We'll go back to what he just said. How's he going to pay for that when he can't even pay for his transition party to become the mayor?
All he wants is access to your money.
That's right. And he's willing to do whatever it takes and say whatever it takes.
We'll see what they're able to get a hold of.
Yeah, right. But, dude, they're going to be fools that'll send this man money.
Well, you would hope. And this is where you wonder about that coalition of people from other parts of the world. Because other parts of the world, when you ask them, like one of the funniest things on What is a Woman is when Matt Walsh goes to Africa.
Yeah, and those tribal people.
And he goes to talk to tribal people.
They seem like the sweetest, most innocent people in the world.
And they live a very simple tribal life.
God
Here's our community. Here's our family. This is what we do to survive, but we're free, and here's how it is. And they have thousands of years of ancestry. And he asked them, can a man become a woman? And they think it's the most hilarious thing ever. They're like, what kind of an idiot thinks this?
He was like, no, really, back in the United States.
This is what we think.
The people who have progressed, they've come to this conclusion.
And so with that in mind, you wonder, these people from around the world that voted for Mamdani, once you start pushing this politics from progressive to now highly communist to also a denial of science
and basic biology,
when they kick in and go, yeah, that doesn't happen in our country.
Yeah.
Like that just sounds like, so wait a minute, you want to get a hold of my money so that we can have like a whole sack full of weens because a bunch of guys believe they're women?
Yeah, what are we going to do with all these?
What are we doing with this? What are we doing here?
This is insanity.
Yes, the rest of the world will not tolerate it, just like the whole rest of the world who's all there in New York won't give Mamdani the money.
We'll see.
They're like, you told us you were getting it from other places.
That's right. I thought it was coming from somebody else. Why you want mine? I don't have enough already. That's the point. That's
I voted for you for a reason.
That's the reason I voted for you. Oh, communism. Communism. It fails everywhere, and it takes some time.
You make me a promise tonight?
Yes.
At no point when we're over at casino night.
Yep.
And again, thank you to everyone who's taking part in this for our small business casino night.
So much fun.
At any point, if the dealer turns over a card that doesn't help you, you won't say, that's communist.
I can't promise that. I cannot promise
You just took all of my chips, communist.
Commie. Not even hit him with a communist. You just call him commie because that's when it's funnier. That's what my father-in-law does. He'll be
going to be listening for that.
My father-in-law will be like, that's commie. Doesn't matter what it is. If he goes out in the front yard and he wants to shoot some hoops and the basketball is flat, it's commie basketball.
Commie basketball.
Not working.
That's a 72 Olympics.
Yeah.
Look how I'm getting screwed on this one.
That's right. 9 o'clock hour brought to you by Southern Exteriors. You got until December the 1st to nominate somebody for a full-on James Hardy re-siding and remodel of the siding of a home. It could be you, for that matter, or a friend or a family member, somebody to go to church with, a veteran that you know that needs this job done. The cost will be taken care of by Southern Exteriors and James Hardy Siding. You nominate people at southernexteriors.co, southernexteriors.co. There's a little red button, top left corner of the website, southernexteriors.co, that you can click on and enter someone there December the 1st. Oh, the politics of PBS. Next on Extra.
Live and local news talk continues at 3 p.m. with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's the Kimmer Show, only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Atlanta Braves single game tickets for the 2026 season are now on sale. Get your tickets for some exciting NL East matchups next season, plus great series against the Red Sox, Cubs, Dodgers, and more. And snag the first giveaway of the season, the Drake Baldwin Rookie of the Year bobblehead presented by Coca-Cola on March 31st during the opening homestand.
Baldwin sends one soaring, got a shot, and that is out of here.
And fans can also look forward to the return of some popular ticket packages, including Hello Kitty, Girls Night Out, and Father's Day Catch on the Field, which includes a 20-minute session on the field after the game to play catch. And the Braves are excited to also announce some brand new ticket packages honoring pop culture icons SpongeBob and Snoopy. And it's never too soon to plan your group outing. Great seats and hospitality spaces are also on sale. So visit Braves.com/promos to see more details and purchase your tickets. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country. Join Daniel Madelon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Cowart as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. It's not PR, it's not fluff. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, one second chance at a time. This week's guest is Georgia State Representative Sue Hong. Justice Unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
It's midnight and the phone rings. It's a loved one calling from jail. They had a little too much fun at the holiday party and got pulled over. Now what? Time to call A Second Chance Bail Bonds. A Second Chance will get your loved one home quickly. For 20 years, they've been helping folks with 12 locations across Metro Atlanta and Birmingham and are available 24/7. For fast, professional, discreet services, call 404-BAILOUT. That's 404-BAILOUT or visit atlbail.com. A Second Chance Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us.
Faith, family, freedom. These are the cornerstones of America and the foundation for a successful life. But today, all three are under attack. Crushing debt, out-of-control spending, and reckless policies in Washington are threatening your savings, your retirement, and your future. Hi, this is Glenn Beck. The only financial advisory firm I recommend in Atlanta is Nicholas Wealth Management. David Nicholas and his team believe protecting your money is about more than wealth. It's about defending your faith, your family, and your freedom. If your hard-earned retirement is left exposed to market chaos, higher taxes, or inflation, what happens to the life you've worked so hard to build? For over 20 years, David Nicholas has helped families right here in Atlanta fight back with retirement strategies built to better withstand uncertainty. Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 404-890-5606, or visit nicholaswealth.com. Aim to safeguard your future today.
Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm that uses a variety of different investment strategies.
Hey, folks, how you doing? Kimmer here. Before you hang those Christmas lights, get your outdoor space looking sharp. My friends at Stovall & Company have been doing it right for over 75 years. Family-owned business, locally run. They've opened their 11th location up there in Canton, Union Hill Road. You know, they have everything, by the way, trees and shrubs and stone and soil and irrigation supplies, all wholesale stuff, and they'll even deliver. If you need it right there, it's probably already on the way. Family business doing the year strong. Visit StovallInc.com. They have it all. StovallInc.com.
Hi, it's Los, here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
We found a better way for customers to buy a car. an honest way, a very transparent way. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee. We even prove it to you by giving you a copy of the bill of sale at the end of the deal. The Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or honestcarguy.com.
Thousands of veterans across Georgia are missing out on the benefits they've earned through their service. The Warrior Alliance is changing that by connecting veterans and their families to life-changing resources and support. Tune into the Warrior Alliance Network, our podcast and radio show dedicated to helping veterans succeed after service. Join us every Saturday at 11 a.m. on 106.3 to hear inspiring veteran stories, discover free programs, and learn about career opportunities available to you. Subscribe to the Warrior Alliance YouTube channel today.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Thursday, November 20th. A massive explosion near Mercedes-Benz Stadium injured one person and displaced 40 others. Atlanta fire officials said the blast at Northside Plaza Apartments was likely due to a gas leak. The property owner said the leak was caused by someone breaking into the vacant building and attempting to steal copper. The sole victim was treated for burns and other injuries at Grady Memorial Hospital. A new system for professional licensing is in place with the Secretary of State's office. The Georgia Online Application and Licensing System, known as GOLS, replaces a 23-year-old paper system. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger said the goal is to streamline the licensing process, getting professionals to work sooner. And the Braves are set to play a special game next season in the Major League Baseball Little League Classic. The Braves will face the Milwaukee Brewers on Sunday, August 23rd in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Players from each team will attend Little League World Series games earlier in the day, and Little Leaguers and their families will be able to attend the big league game. Today's weather partly cloudy and warm with a high of 80 degrees. With your headlines, I'm Jerry Payne for Extra 106.3.
Tug and Los until 10, 9 o'clock hour brought to you by Southern Exteriors. You got until December the 1st to nominate somebody for a full-on James Hardy siding remodel of their home. Could be up to $30,000 depending on the size of the home. But just nominate you, your friend, family member, somebody you go to church with, whomever that needs this done at southernexteriors.co, southernexteriors.co, top left corner, red button, Christmas giveaway. You've got until December the 1st. This guy's picture popped up on TV yesterday, and just randomly, I didn't realize who it was in that moment. But I was like, I don't trust that fella. And it was on MS Now, formerly MSNBC. And it turns out it was Ken Burns.
I went, look, Tug, it's Ken Burns. You go,
Yeah. I didn't even realize what I was saying. It's just my gut instinct is, I don't trust you, Ken Burns. His documentaries are good. Baseball was good. The country music one was good. But you can always see themes in those things. And you just have to be aware of them. That way you can dismiss the crap that he puts in there.
All right, themes. Themes is funny if it wasn't in your face. So, for instance, I love Ken Burns' The Civil War. Can watch it anytime. Like, I watched it years ago, and then maybe like 3 or 4 years ago decided, okay, this is going to be my treadmill show.
Mm-hmm, I'm going to watch it again.
So, like, 8-9 episodes.
Yep.
Got like 8 or 9 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can do like, basically half hour at a time. I'll do 2 of them and then move on to the next one. And so I rewatched all of it. I've now seen it like 3 times. Like, I love that one. Prohibition was another one that I did. So I'm a P1 of Ken Burns. He puts out material, I'm in. And American Revolution was going to be the same thing. Now, why did we defund PBS? We said, it's a leftist news organization that I don't care if you're leftist. What I care is you're using my tax dollars to give me only a one-sided view of whatever it is you chose to do. In this case, if it happened to be NPR, well, then you shouldn't get my money. I know all you're talking about is left-wing stuff.
$3 million. They got a $3 million donation since the government money has been taken away, which I'm fully in support of. Good. I'm glad they got a $3 million.
I mean, keep operating.
Absolutely. Let somebody else pay for it because I don't want to.
In fact, be like us. Go sell yourself to the marketplace. If there's enough companies that want to advertise with you, then you'll be afloat on your own.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Free market. Let it work.
That's the rest of all small business America operates in this way. All right? If you can't, then you go out of business. If you do, you stay in business.
Really simple concept.
That's it. That's all. Well, Ken Burns, MSNBC, promoting American Revolution. What is it that you've told me before, Tug? That you have a hard time watching this sort of stuff when it comes to actors when you know their views or some musicians.
I do. I struggle with it. It's probably not that not everybody does. I do.
All right, so I'm going to give you now, this is the first 3 minutes. I don't expect you to make 3 minutes. But what I would like to introduce you to...
Because of in your note that I saw just a minute ago, it said in the first 0 seconds.
I would like for you to determine how long Tug Cowart would last when the American Revolution begins on PBS.
Set it up. There's a flutist or a flautist.
Well, it's like anything else. There's always pictures of a pristine battlefield. Like, here's what it looks like today. The sun is rising. And now we're going to give you the orator, which is going to tell you about the importance of the day.
And Ken Burns is the best
The
orator.
writing is outstanding.
Yeah, it always is.
It's so good.
You just got to know where it come from.
In this case, it's in your face.
We know our lands are now become more valuable. The white people think we do not know their value. But we are sensible that the land is everlasting. Kanasatego, spokesman for the Six Nations.
Long before 13 British colonies made themselves into the United States, the Six Nations of the Iroquois Confederacy, Seneca, Cayuga, Onondaga, Tuscarora, Oneida, and Mohawk, had created a union of their own that they called the Haudenosaunee, a democracy that had flourished for centuries.
We heartily recommend union. We are a powerful confederacy, and by your observing the same methods our wise forefathers have taken, you will acquire fresh strength and power. Therefore, whatever befalls you, never fall out one with another.
In the spring of 1754, the celebrated scientist and writer Benjamin Franklin proposed that the British colonies form a similar union.
So you see, this was all stolen.
Yeah, every bit of it. But it's so soothing in the way he tells it.
Yes.
His voice is soothing. The music is soothing. The pace is soothing. Everything about it is so appealing until you start paying attention to what he's actually saying.
As we're establishing, well, listen, the whole idea...
Freaking kill Whitey.
The whole idea of the American experience, it wasn't that you had a bunch of founding fathers that came together and drafted what would be one of the most historical documents in the history of the world. No. They stole it from the Indians.
Of course they did. Stole the land. They stole everything.
Stolen land, stolen ideas.
Everything. Whitey came up with nothing? What's Whitey good for?
I was like, meanwhile, for the most part, the Native American population was slaughtering each other at crazy numbers.
Child sacrifices and things.
I mean, if you go into actually Central America, you had child sacrifices, as you're pointing out, which of course the Aztecs don't want to bring that. What do you mean there was child sacrifices? Yeah, take a look. Take at the history. They would sacrifice children.
I remember reading about that
because they thought it would change the weather.
Right, in high school, I remember reading about it.
So yes,
that's back before they took it out of their textbooks.
Right, these people were conquered, just as everyone in the history of humanity is conquered.
Yeah. That's exactly right. And Ben Franklin, man, that guy's not a smart guy.
No,
he stole all of his ideas.
He was sitting there thinking, like, what are the Native Americans coming up with?
Yeah, let's steal that.
Sounds like a great idea.
Let's steal it like we stole the land.
Maybe if we can get 13 colonies to act just like the Six Nations of the whatever the tribe is.
The Confederacy or whatever. I thought that was a bad word. So I think you could use that word.
Like I said, it took 0 seconds for me to go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I understand why the government funding said, come on.
Yeah, we can't do this anymore.
Like you're giving a rather slanted version of history.
And that
could be because if you look at the founding fathers and if you go through the Federalist Papers, they were pulling throughout human history. They were referencing, whether they were referencing Rome or ancient Greece and different philosophers. Yep. They were talking about the human condition. They were talking about how man has to be checked because of man's yearn for power. At no point until apparently Ben Franklin wrote a letter. He's like, you know who really has it all figured out? These people over here.
These 6 tribes, man, they got this thing nailed down.
Build it off of this and take their land.
Let's just build it right off their backs.
So yeah, you would have made it 30 seconds, 1 minute maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
To be like, okay.
But I wrote down how soothing it is because I love his presentation. I love it, dude. I love it. I wish every documentary were like that.
All you need is his writing and Lee Schreiber, and you're like, oh, well, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah. I thought that too.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know about that.
But that's the thing. You know it. When you're watching it, you're already discounting things that you know aren't correct, right? Even though you're going to you'll probably still watch it, right?
I'll still watch
it. You're discounting the things that you know that aren't correct. How many people are going to watch that documentary and have no idea, and everything that he says they're taking to the bank? It'll be thousands.
That's pretty regular of a documentarian.
Thousands. Right. Documentarians, though they're documenting something that you're interested in, usually there's a point of view that they're trying to promote.
What do I know about Prohibition? Didn't live through it. Read about it. What did I know about the Civil War? Quite a bit, but the detail, as far as some of the stuff that went on, like I was fascinated by how many times Abraham Lincoln had to change his generals. Because when the Civil War started, his generals were out of shape, they were out of practice, they were old, their tactics were old, and he had to keep cycling to find the right generals.
Not to take us away from this conversation at all, but it sounds awful familiar from what we just had to do with our military and Pete Hegseth, but I digress.
Yeah. It's like, oh, y'all are all just political generals.
And fat and out of shape.
I need theater generals.
Yes, I need people that know what they're doing and are brave enough and smart enough to use the tactics that they have experienced or have learned through their military college and implement it correctly.
But that's where the credit tends to go to Ken Burns. You will take it and be like, well, that has to be what it is. In this case, you hear this and you're like,
I don't know that you're starting this thing out right. I mean, you're starting out on the wrong foot. I heard it because
I get it if you want to start and say, we are starting from a basis of, hey, we're going to start with the Native American population, and here's what we're going to build from here. But if we're talking about an American Revolution, explain to me how we're going to start with a discussion of the Native American population when it was, even when we want to talk about, like, if you want to know of the French-Indian War, okay, that was like choosing sides to either fight for the French or the British. It wasn't like it was like, oh, there's an American side. It's
that's right.
Oh, here's the colonists having to fight with the British.
That's exactly right.
Forced to fight with the British.
That's exactly right. And when I watched Country Music, which was a good documentary, I know country music well enough to know the details and the ins and outs because I've read about it for my entire life, and I've worked the format for since 2000, 25 years. So when I'm listening to his documentary, I'm like, I'm not exactly sure that's the way that went. But I was smart enough and wise enough. Smart enough, wise enough. It's not the right word.
You were experienced enough, knew the story enough.
Thank you. Experienced is the right word. To know where the bull crap is. Most people do not possess that, whether it's poor schooling or they're not interested or they want this to be the education that they get because it's easy and it's in 1 hour episodes for 8 episodes. And it's better than going back to college or paying attention while you're in college, whatever it is. But that's the thing. Most people don't know, and that's the thing that irritates me most about people like Ken Burns is they capitalize on that.
I think I'm going to end up having to watch this and
make notes on it.
And just notate off to the side going,
dude, a story time.
Like I thought about doing that with like an inconvenient truth because you can take so much of that and go, well, that didn't happen. Nope, that didn't happen. Nope, nope. Oops.
Do you know how many story times you can get out of that?
Yeah.
How long does that take? 2 hours?
Yeah.
You could get 24 story times out of that one.
Of that one movie.
That one documentary,
all right,
quote
well,
unquote.
If we didn't have an event tonight, I would do it as homework. Yeah. But maybe
for like Monday or something.
Maybe I could still. It's in the chamber.
Yeah, that's right.
It's planned.
Absolutely. And you could do the same thing with this new one, too. And I think people... 404-741-1230. Charles and Marietta got a point about this. Charles, what's on your mind?
Right. Well, listen to the show this morning, talking about Ken Burns, and a lot of it is revisionist, right? You know, I mean, and I couldn't stand the Vietnam documentary for the same way. And it reminded me of Orwell. And in there's a quote, and I forgive me, but I just wanted to point out how Orwell talks about the party rewrote every history. You know, every book was rewritten, every history had been changed, and I mean, we're seeing it in real time. And with the internet, you know, back then, and when Orwell wrote that book, there was the printing press and such, and that's actually what you know, the main character's job was, to rewrite stuff and strip things from the record. And now with the internet and with mass media, they're doing it in real time. It's kind of crazy.
It is absolutely nuts, and thank you so much for taking the time to call. He nailed on the head.
Straight fact.
It just
That's what the book is about.
Feels like we're living in Orwellian times.
It's I like him putting it in a very simple way. Revisionist history.
That's right.
I'll give you some of it, but I'm going to change it in the interest of my politics.
And it doesn't have to be much.
It can be a small shift.
It's just a tiny shift.
A little tiny shift.
So your perception changes of your own country. And it reflects more of Ken Burns.
You know that they stole all of their ideas for American government from the Native American tribes.
Now you do. If you didn't know.
I wasn't aware. I found that out.
Now you are.
Right to start with.
Now you are. Out of the gate. Los, the Whatever Podcast. I don't know much about the Whatever Podcast.
Oh, we're going to have some fun on this one.
Good heavens, next on Extra.
The Morning Extra on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 FM.
Good morning, it's Los. Let's talk about Howard Brothers, and let me tell you how Howard Brothers is going to play a big part in my holidays starting next week. I already got my bucket. I'm going to get my brine ready to go. I'm planning on probably about a 17, 18-pound bird. Nothing too crazy, nothing too big, but enough for probably about 4 or 5 people. And I'm going to smoke that thing on my Traeger grill. That's what I'm planning. And you can do the same thing, whether it's with a Traeger or a Monument grill from Howard Brothers. Whether you're smoking the perfect turkey on a trailer pellet grill, as I do each and every year, or searing sides to perfection on your Monument gas grill, you'll be serving up a meal, and you'll also be serving up some memories. It's the reason why my family every single year says, hey, are you smoking the turkey? Yes, I will take care of that. Bring the heat, the flavor, and the family together this holiday season. Stop by Howard Brothers and find the grill that makes your Thanksgiving unforgettable, as I've been doing for the better part of a decade. Howard Brothers, fueling family traditions since 1955.
The latest sports news, powered by 680 The Fan and driven to Extra listeners by RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Thursday, November 20th. The Atlanta Braves have their closer for 2026, and it is a familiar face, as Raisel Iglesias has re-signed with the team despite interest from around the league. He gets a one-year deal worth $16 million. The Braves also acquired former Gold Glove infielder Mauricio Dubon from the Houston Astros in exchange for shortstop Nick Allen. The Atlanta Hawks, they're in San Antonio tonight to play an injured Spurs team. No Victor Wembanyama or Steph Castle, the past 2 rookies of the year. The Hawks, they'll be without Trae Young. Tip-off is set for 8 o'clock. And Thursday Night Football opens up Week 12 in the league as the Houston Texans host the Buffalo Bills. That game kicks off tonight at 8:15. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if you've got old, drafty, sticking, or leaking windows, you need the experienced pros at Window Nation. You can pay a lot less and still get the premium windows you're dreaming of. Their custom windows are guaranteed to be a perfect fit, and they're backed by the best warranty in the industry. Go to getwindownation.com or call 866-90NATION for your free estimate. And for a limited time, get 50% off all window styles, plus pay no interest for 5 years.
Big moments deserve big-time craftsmanship. At Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we've been family-owned and operated since 1982 because we know what it means to show up when it counts. Jaron Solomon here, and that's why we're proud to be an official Tacori jeweler. Each Tacori ring is handcrafted in California, going through 20 elite artisans before it hits your hands. Not mass-produced, not generic, always personal. And with Solomon Brothers, you get lifetime cleanings, unbeatable financing, and the largest Tacori selection in Georgia. Stop by a store in Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Sharpsburg. Visit SolomonBrothers.com to book your private appointment. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, where love is in the details and legends are built to last. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs and official jeweler of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected! good. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. We have an important announcement. We've moved to a new location to serve you better. That's right, Atlanta Safe House has moved to a new location in Alpharetta. So come check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Brands include Browning, Fort Knox, Champion, and many more. So stop by the showroom today or go to atlantasafehouse.com. And remember, at Atlanta Safe House, we don't just sell safes, we sell peace of mind.
Are you making these two deadly mistakes with your emergency food supply? The first mistake is not having an emergency food supply to begin with. The second mistake is buying an emergency food supply, but not having a way to cook the meals in an emergency. That's why My Patriot Supply created the Black Friday Survival Special. It comes with the 4-week food supply, plus $150 worth of free gifts, including everything you need to prepare your emergency meals, like a cook stove, fuel, fire starters, plus a water purifier, bug out bag, and more. It's the complete survival kit your family needs to ride out natural disasters, civil unrest, or worse. Plus, it makes a great Christmas gift, but it's only available through Black Friday. So head over to mypatriotsupply.com to check out everything that's included. With all the uncertainty in the world, disaster preparedness is more important than ever. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and get prepared today. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
As the left's agenda continues to fail, the whining will only continue to get louder.
I will not stop today. I will not stop tomorrow.
Meanwhile, Extra 106.3 will continue to be the conservative voice of Atlanta. Support our veterans and first responders and be the voice of your community when it matters most. Proud to be the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Tug and Los until 10 on the Morning Xtra. Show has flown by as it always does.
You've reached the end of this ride. Get ready to unbuckle.
I'm telling you, man, it has gone by so quick. It's like a roller coaster. You 4 hours waiting in line, and then it's over in 30 seconds.
But tomorrow might be one for the record books because it's going to be a later evening. We're going to be out until 9:30.
Yeah.
I won't be home till after 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
I went to bed the last couple nights because I was so tired from working in the basement, like near 9:30.
Well, I'm already in bed by 9:30.
Well, I'm normally like 11:30, 11:45. If I
wouldn't show up here.
If I hit midnight, I know I'm in trouble. I'm like, I got to get to bed. Like 11 o'clock, I'm like, I got to get to bed. Got to get to bed.
I'm telling you, if I were to, on the days that I hit 10, I'm like, the next morning, I'm like, oh my God.
Then I had the other problem. I hit the 5-hour mark. So I sleep 5 hours.
Okay.
And if I don't have anything going on after that, I go back to bed.
Okay.
And no matter what time I go to sleep, in 5 hours, I'm going to wake up.
Is it natural, just your body's instinct?
Just what happens now.
Man, I can sleep forever.
So last night when I went to bed at what I did, I then woke up, it was like 2:30 in the morning, and I was like, dang it! I was like, part of the reason why I stay up till like 10:30, 10:45, so I get to like 4:45, 4:30.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I got to try and go back to bed for like 2 more hours, and my alarm goes off like 4:25.
Yeah, goodness.
So a little bit weird, but it worked.
I got up 4 minutes before my alarm was to go off. I had, just had the urge, went to the bathroom quick, and I look at the clock. My alarm's going to go off in 4 minutes. I was like, no.
Do you sleep in those like old school, like Southern pajamas where it's just like a one piece? No. And you got the buttons on the back?
Oh, no, I've never had one of those. I need to get one, though, man.
Come outside with a shotgun if somebody's messing with your cattle?
That's right. Y'all get out of the outhouse. I got to get in there, boys. Come on. Get out of there. No, but... I
love that we've painted this caricature of not only Tug has been extremely rich, Tug Cowart and his grand moat and his grand home, but then also he sometimes is Tug Countryman.
Hill Billy Deluxe. You always send me podcasts and things to listen to, and 99% of the time I get to them and listen to them, but this one I don't think you've ever sent me the whatever podcast.
The only time I've ever sent anything is when Charlie Kirk was on it. And Charlie Kirk at the time, now this won't be with Charlie Kirk, But when he was on that podcast, and a lot of it can deal with its relationships. It's at time it can be debate. It's really geared towards a younger audience, a much younger audience. In fact, it's no surprise if there might be 3 OnlyFans models talking about their life being OnlyFans models. Like one of them that we aired one time was a bunch of girls talking about how they're really not making that much money, like selling pictures of their feet.
Okay, all right. I feel like I vaguely remember that now.
Well, Charlie Kirk, when he was on, he talked to these women as they're just peers. And he made the point about how, listen, I don't agree with your lifestyle. He's like, and that's fine. He's like, but God loves you. And you have a much higher calling and a much higher path. And I hope that you find that.
Yeah.
And I hope we've had a good discussion. I mean, just in the way Charlie Kirk talked to people.
Yeah, he was exceptional. He was one of a kind. That's why he couldn't live. He was too perfect for this earth almost.
He lived it. You know, he lived the faith. He lived what he was talking about. Because he could have gone on that podcast and been as ugly as he wanted to at these people and was very judgmental. That's what I bring you over to a man named Andrew Wilson. Now, Andrew Wilson is a regular on the podcast. It's part of what he does. And Andrew Wilson also has his own podcast. He does, I'm trying to remember exactly what the name of his is called, but it's basically...
Go ahead, I'll look it up.
It's a faith-based podcast. It's extremely conservative. Like he calls himself a paleo conservative. You know, in the way paleo diet, it's like, I'm pure conservatism, right? Well, he has, I would say this. He has some ways to get at his goat. For instance, if you're somebody who was, let's say you were previously married, you met another woman, and you broke up your marriage, and now you're involved in this marriage, and now you profess to be holier than thou. I think that might be a problem.
For him? For Andrew?
Yes.
Okay.
If your wife is on now her second marriage, third marriage, and has a number of baby daddies, you might say, hey, that's a problem. Now, does that mean that you could have lived a life where now you've come to this particular point and you're a different person? That's the idea of salvation.
I think that's what Donald Trump's went through with the shooting of Butler. Right? It's a completely different guy than grab him by the pee.
Right. And so to be judged strictly off of who you were previously...
That's terrible.
I think that if you are... Now, I don't know how I'd react. But if I had a former life where it was a lot more racy than what I was talking about at the time, and you asked me about it, I'd probably have to point out, yeah, this is who I was. And that's exactly, why I'm preaching what I'm preaching, because I know the value of walking that different path. But when this person went after Andrew Wilson... And this is a lady, she's lesbian, and she decided, okay, if you're going to call me this, I'm going to now pull out the dirt I know on you. Take a listen to how he loses his mind.
Well, I'll try to rephrase this. I'm going to reframe, and I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I know. But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator, or I don't make good points, or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think honestly you're too stupid to understand them.
So Andrew, can I sell you on my worldview?
Yes.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you
under your religion. What is that?
You're don't talk about my wife, you stupid. Shut your mouth. Shut your stupid mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What did
daddies?
I just say?
With the 3
Sorry, I'm sorry. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your licking?
Do the men that you try to...
Do the women that you try to...
your hatred against...
Do the women that you try to...
them that they shouldn't...
Charlie, did I bring...
Women? Do they know
Charlie,
that
did I bring your family...
5 years older?
Did I bring any of your family and thing?
Stupid.
Did I say anything about your family being stupid, Charlie?
All right.
So he's doing himself no favors. Nor does he do the faith of Christianity any favors.
Now let me point something out. He charges as like a debate expert. Like, I have a class, it's $299. It'll show you as a conservative of how to argue with these people.
Okay, well, you just failed. You didn't take your own class.
Now, granted, she owned him.
Totally.
Now, what she was espousing, I don't agree with.
No, but
at the same time, your entire message of here's how I live my life, what she did is she brought up some straight facts. Well, you don't bring up my family. Well, if you're going to espouse hardcore Christian views,
it's relevant.
Isn't your family background an element of this? Because your wife had a husband at one point, She then had another baby out of wedlock. It blew up the marriage. And so now she has family with you, which you were previously married at the time when you met this woman. So for you then to come down with condemnation against women who you don't see as wholesome or living the right way, and your wife does the same thing on X, makes it real tough. And it took a very slight, very plain Jane looking nice lady in glasses lesbian to bring it up, and he fell apart.
He's nothing like Charlie Kirk. 0% like Charlie Kirk.
0%.
And what I would tell
It's called
Andrew,
the grift, man.
No kidding. I would tell Andrew and Charlie, neither one of you living right. And I go to church every Sunday. You know what I'm not living? Right. Because the good book says I'm not. I can't judge you because all of my sin. It doesn't matter how perfect you think you are, you're not. There was only one. And you can't judge somebody else without judging yourself first. He who was without sin cast the first stone.
And by
That's
the way,
what I would point out to those two.
If you can explain it, then go for it.
He can't.
But he can't.
Neither can she, neither one of them.
That was a moment where's your goat?
What a mess.
Your goat's in the fact that
you're not living what you're preaching.
The stuff that you're espousing to people, that's not where your background is. Now, can you explain how you then came to that? That's the lesson.
But did he come to that? Because I don't know that he did.
Certainly did in that audio.
It didn't seem like it.
Just don't be a phony. That's right. Go about your day. Don't be a phony.
That'll do it for us. Thank you for being here in the Morning Extra. I'm going to turn it over to Beck and hope to see you tonight at Casino Night for Los and Dre. I'm Tug. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Live and local news talk continues at 3 p.m. with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's the Kimmer Show, only on Xtra 106.3 and the Xtra app.